going on, guys? How you guys doing tonight? It's been a fun week. Thanks for joining me. This is Moz, another episode of Moz's Toy Box Toy Photography Talk. And I got a little confused here for a second because I left the audio playing on this screen and was like, why am I hearing the intro twice? Pretty fun times, right? Give a shout out to Diablo Fett, to Mr. JB, to CT603, and Noble Young. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's just me today. Harry couldn't make it. He's got some things he got to do for his move, but he'll be here Friday. So we're going to just start off with, with my newest shot, I guess. What's up, OG fan? How you doing? The newest shot from today, and I know Mr. JB, I'm sorry, he hates the Pennywise figure. We'll move out of it quickly, I promise, but we're going to go over it real quick. So the newest shot, I love taking pictures of this guy. He's just a beautiful figure to photograph. But let's take a look at the shot for today. And if you guys have any questions about any of the techniques used here, please put them in the comments. We'll get to it. I promise you that. But wow. All right. So this is the Hot Toys Pennywise figure. Exceptionally freaky figure. I mean, it's crazy how freaky this figure is. It's thank you, OG fan. This is, I have not done any modifications. I know some people have done modifications to their Pennywises. I haven't done anything to his collar. I haven't done any weathering. I haven't done anything to him. This is pretty much all in camera. The only thing that I did to him in this picture is I put a little glow on the eyes. That's all I did, is I added a little bit of glow to it. Now, if you guys are wondering how you do this, this is just a technique I did in Photoshop. I zoomed in real close before I did any of the color grading. You have to do this before you do color grading. What's up, Don Prime? So what I did is I took the pencil tool and I just kind of followed the curvature of his eye right here with the pencil tool. And yeah, okay, good. The mouse is where it needs to be. So right around here. And I did this on a new layer. So I'm really bad at chronological storytelling. I apologize. So you make a new layer, you grab the pencil tool, and you draw over the eye with the color that you want, just using a stroke. No fill or anything like that. Just use the pencil tool and draw over the eye with the stroke. Okay, and do both eyes. And then the next thing that I did, once I did that, is since this is all its own layer, is I used a Gaussian blur, and I just added a blur to it. Okay. Following that, I duplicated the layer, and the newest copy, which should go above this layer in Photoshop, I didn't mess with that when I went back and played with the original layer, and I gave it a darker tone to it. So I went with a darker orangish tone to get that even, give that little bit of ring to it there. But I left most of the effects the same. I might have played with the transparency settings like color dodge or something. I don't recall specifically, but you just play around with it. And it gives you this really nice, glow effect to it. You can even, if you're feeling daring, you can even play with the FX function in Photoshop. If you guys want, we can go deeper into it, but I'm just kind of giving the outline. If you guys want, though, let me know. I'll open up Photoshop. I'll show you exactly how I did it. But you can choose to do like a glow to the bottom of the two layers, which would be your darker color one. And just give it a little glow too. And then, just play with that glow feature, because his eyes don't really glow. We're just, in some scenes in the movie, he gets really yellowish eyes, depending on what the scene is in the movie. So that's just a little effect that I did. The Hot Toy doesn't come with that. All right. So if we go to the real Hot Toy figure picture here, here's, this is the edited version. But if we go to the before we did the eyes version, which is, that's before the color grading and everything. So there's the regular eyes. So as you see, all I did was before I went and color graded it, because you see I changed the color. It goes to this kind of like color grade. Before I did all that, I did the eye altercation there. So you want to do that before you color grade, so that everything is in the same color grades. It's got the same kind of blacks and whites, and because when you color grade, the thing that happens to you, um, if you don't have all the material color graded at once, it doesn't get handled the same way. So if I did it later, um, it would look kind of out of place. Maybe not the eyes, but some bigger effects or something, it would look kind of out of place because the color. Imagine the color grading layer, because if you do that last, imagine it like a where's my mouse? Come on. Imagine it like just a transparency you're putting on top of your entire image, but it's got some effects to it. So everything you're doing on that last layer, the color grading, is going to be on top of everything, and it's going to help meld all the other looks to it. I wish I could explain it better. You would think I could, but I can't. Um, but that's essentially what I did to them. All I've done with these Pennywise is I've done several pictures of them this week. All I've done with all of these, really, as far as this one here as well, all I did was play with the color grading, really, and give them the eyes, because I think the eyes really sell the piece. So again, same effect here with these eyes. When I did my grading, though, I pulled out some of the textures, which I probably shouldn't have. It kind of gives them a plasticky look. Whereas this one, I kept a lot of the textures, and it's just different color grading techniques that I've used here. Usually it's just a filter that I, select, but each one of these, this eye was done differently. This was my first one. And the eye, what I did here was actually I used the ellipse tool, and I gave that the stroke instead of using the pen tool. And I would mask this out up top so it wouldn't go over the eyebrow here, or the skin here. But I kind of like the other method better. It seems a bit more realistic. So, but and there's of course the original shot. So I took this shot, and I was talking with Harry, and we zoomed into it, and got this shot, and we were like, wow. So that same night I went ahead and posted the zoomed in shot. It's the same shot, just different color grades and what have you there. So you have it. That's what we did with Pennywise, and this is today's shot. It's right there on Instagram now. Like I said, if I haven't done any modifications to the body, if you guys have your Pennywise and you want to make them look a bit more realistic, I would suggest checking out Desi's video. What the hell is his name? Something Customs. I can't think of his name on YouTube. What is it called? Man, Metamorphic Customs. There we go. Whew, got it. We've worked it out. Check him out. He put a video up today of taking this Pennywise and weathering him up, and making him look pretty good. In fact, if this wasn't such a rare piece, given that it's nearly sold out on Sideshow, I would do that. But that the fact that it may hit a Grail status, I'm kind of scared to go and make those changes to my Pennywise. I think with the camera, I can get those changes. I don't need to weather him up. He looks like he's pretty weathered there. I think I've nailed all the stuff I'd want just right there, just with the camera and the lighting. That's all you have to do. But thanks, Will C. Thanks for helping, and Diablo. Thanks for getting me straight on that. It was, my brain just left my head and was like, "What's his name again?" So without that here, and again, if you guys want to look at the process that I did for the Photoshop to give those rings to him, we can do that. We can open up a whole new Photoshop one. But while you guys are deciding what you want to do there, let's take a look at the people that tagged me this week with the hashtag InvaderMoz, and we're going to go over some of those pictures. In fact, I think all the tags that I have that we didn't talk about last week were from one guy on Instagram. It's ao.z. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he tagged me for a bunch of pictures this week. So we're going to take a look at that, and let's see how we go. So he's using the Funko Pop with Mandalorian and Grogu. I personally, I don't do the Funko Pops anymore, but I mean, this is actually a great shot. I wish he had posted what kind of camera and stuff he's using, what settings and whatnot. But it looks like he's using a lower aperture or a higher. more open lens. So like 2.4, 2.8. What's up, Loco Lu? Something like that, because you are getting the fall off from one side to the other. You're getting your field blur already. That could be an after effect that he's doing though in Photoshop, but this area is more focused, and of course this area, and then you can see it start to fall off. So he's shooting with a pretty wide open aperture, letting a lot of light in there, which means he's probably got a faster shutter speed. And I like what he's doing for the background. I can't tell if this is in camera or not behind him, but I would, if I were to guess, I'm going to say this was done with a field blur on like a screen or something behind it, and then he added a lens flare after the fact over here, which is really nice, and a little bit of Photoshop smoke and some debris here. So we got all that going on. Loco Lu, you want to come in today? I don't know. We can have you come in today. I don't have anybody in today, so if you want to pop in today, we can send you an invite. That is, of course, quite doable, but I'll go ahead and send it to you now while I'm thinking about that here. So if you want to come in and we can talk about your photography techniques where it comes to using a phone, we can do that this week. But I know that you had a lot going on this weekend, so you weren't my first call. Photoshop Diablo doesn't necessarily have the effect. What you can do though is you can find effects, or you can do a brush. You can do it with a brush. This is true. You can make a brush and do like a smoke effect. But what I mean by Photoshop effect here is what most likely they did is they found some smoke effect on the internet with a black background or something, and they did a screen, most likely a screen blend mode, or maybe even lighten blend mode, depending on what they were using as their source, and possibly even use the masking tool as well. But this is obviously a layer that he's laid on top of the Mandalorian and Grogu here, this smoke effect layer here, along with the little debris and stuff. That's obviously a layer effect that this person did in Photoshop or whatever their chosen program is. I didn't ask them, and they didn't mention here. But it's a really nice, clean picture. I love the look here. All right, no worries, Lou. No worries. But I really like what he's been doing with the picture here. This is a really nice, clean picture. It really makes it, for lack of a better term, pop. And I'm not that upset that it's a Funko Pop. This is chosen subject matter. So it worked really well. He brought out some good detail here. And for a Funko Pop, I think he did a great job with it. Or she. It could be she. I don't know. I haven't talked to this person. But I've gotten several posts by them. And here's another one. This is using a Black Series. What it looks like here. A Bo-Katan Black Series. And again, using the exact same backdrop as they used for the Mandalorian with Child here, but the backdrop was blurred out more, and of course less imposed here because the Funko Pop took more of the screen. If you look though, you can see a lot of the same elements behind it here. So let me see what that was. What was that bleep noise? I had a bleep noise. Wilson, what's up? Wilson. All right, well, we'll take a look at those in a minute, but in the future, man, if you want to tag me in either Maz's Toy Box or on Instagram, it works out really good. All right, so let's go back to the Bo-Katan. Now, you know how earlier I mentioned that it looked like he had the aperture, that they were playing with the aperture and really got that blur effect in. I'm starting to feel that maybe that wasn't what they were using there. It looks like they actually photoshopped the blur effect on both of them. Because this fall off was way too great, and you can kind of see some of the halo effects from the blur, like a masking tool blur, coming over here on the sides and stuff. So, and some of the halo effects here on this side here, and this happens when you blur something on, like, say you do a layer mask of the subject. So you copy the subject from your background piece, your regular piece, and then you put the layer mask of the same subject on top of it. This is one of the ways you can do a blur to kind of give motion or whatever. And this is kind of what they did here. So when you do that though, and you do the blur, the blur will expand some areas so that it overlaps on, you'll see like some of the stuff behind it differently, and it'll add like a rim if you're not careful. So what a good thing to do is, if you're gonna do this blur like this, um, what I've always done is, you're gonna select the subject, you're gonna mask it, you're gonna select the subject again, and then you're gonna content aware fill it. So you're gonna try to get it to basically disappear. Content aware fill, what it's gonna do is it'll grab all the content around your selection, and it's going to sample it and try to figure out what's supposed to be there if we were to take the subject out. It's not perfect, it's not 100% perfect, but when you do that, you can usually get rid of, I'm pointing with my finger, you can usually get rid of these halo lines and stuff if you can get the content aware fill to work in there properly. You can get rid of some of these halo effects from your blur tool or your mask tool on top of that. So that's probably the step that was forgotten here, but this blur fall off is just, it's obviously a blur tool. I don't know if it's a field blur or Gaussian blur, but what it appears to me is they copied the subject with a blurred subject underneath, um, and they masked some blur onto where they wanted it, which is how you kind of do it. Is you'll take your blurred subject, you put your layer mask with your non-blurred version on top of it, and then you'll mask the blur in. If that makes any sense to you guys, you'll mask the blurred areas where you want that blur, that either motion blur or just the aperture bokeh kind of blur, depending on what kind of blur you're going for. In this case, it doesn't really look like motion. It might be what they're going for, though. It's hard to say. It's still a great job, though. It's a great picture. I love the look of everything. It's just that you can kind of see some of the effects, and it's something you have to just practice at. I mean, I'm still not great at it. In fact, I'm pretty new at doing this myself, but I'm learning the process. Um, Same one, L's.Z. This is Batman. Um, I want to say this is one of the McFarlane Batmans. I don't think it's a Hot Toys Batman, but the great glow effect they did with the eyes here. That turned out really well. What you do here is you use your blend if feature. So in Photoshop, let me open up Photoshop. This is going to take more than just me. Let me move my Photoshop over here. Well, let's talk about it first, and I'll bring the Photoshop in here if you guys have questions. So what you can do is you can, in order to get this effect here, thank you, JC. Thank you very much. Right now we're talking about AL.Z stuff here, though. Or Z or Z or Z, I'm not sure. But they tagged me hashtag Invader Moz on Instagram, so we're going over that stuff. So in order to get this, is you're going to again make another layer on top of your Batman, right? Make just a blank layer, and you're going to take your white paintbrush, and you're going to paint an area, pretty much fill this in with white as best you can, both sides, and then you're going to blur that layer. So you give it a Gaussian blur, and depending on how blurred you want it, I'm assuming that this is going to be probably between 5 and 10 pixel blur, somewhere around there is what they did here. Because if you blur it too much, you're going to lose a lot of that punch. That this white here is going to get more and more translucent the more you blur it. So there's a couple ways this could have been done. So I'm assuming the way they've done it here. So they've done that. They've run the Gaussian blur, and then they layered it again. They basically Control J'd it. So they layered, they basically copy the layer with the blur and everything. And then on the bottom layer, again, what I would do is run a glow on that paintbrush tool that we used and give it a whitish glow. And then once you got that whitish glow, you double click the layer, like the line of the layers on the. This is where I need Photoshop. All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna do it. Bring Photoshop over here. We'll just grab somebody. I don't care who. We're not gonna use Pennywise. We won't scare Mr. JB. Oh no, close, done, cancel, close, go away. Let's play with Rex. Why not? All right. So we're gonna give Rex like a glow, right? So you don't want to work on this background, right? What you want to do is you want to make a new layer. So hit this little plus sign here, and you're gonna add a new layer. And say we want to give him some glowy eyes. We're gonna zoom in here. Now I'm not gonna go for the hardcore glow like Batman's got, but we're on a brand new layer. So anything that we're working on here is not actually touching your original image. This is a brand new layer. Grab that brush tool, or actually, better yet, a better way to do it is you grab your pen tool. Oh, where'd you put it? Where's my pen tool? No, that's pencil. Where's my pen? Oh my god, I cannot find my pen tool. It got hidden behind something else. I forget which one it hides behind. Where's the pen? It's mightier than the sword. Where is it? Killing me, Smalls. Where's my pen tool? There it is. Oh my god, it's right there. Right there, clear as day. So we're going to basically draw a little outline around here. Just kind of follow the eye. And this, I'm not going for 100% accuracy here because we're just trying to do this quick. So we got the eye there. We don't want that fill though. That's a nasty fill color. Let's where is shape? All right, we're gonna give that a white. And we don't want that. What happened to you? Where'd you go? You're killing me. Why'd you go away? All right, we're going to do this just real sloppy like now because for some reason it went away. Normally I would take much more time with this, but we're just giving him this eyeball. So yeah, so we've whited this out, right? What's up, Big Dog Pound? How you doing? What's up, JC? I already said hi to you, but we're saying hi again. All right, so we did that. We're gonna actually draw another one over here just because, right? We're gonna do it over here too. And again, I'm rushing, so all right. So those are the eyes, right? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to filter. We're gonna go to blur, and we'll do a Gaussian blur. And it wants to convert it to a smart object. You say yes. It's got my blur over here. Oh, it made a whole nother layer. Well, bugger you. All right. But if you see, if we blur it like way out here, you see how we lose a lot of that white here? So you're not going to blur it too far. This is, 19 pixels. We want to go about, 4.4. We'll do the same thing with the other one. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and it's going to say convert to smart object, but that went off the screen. So I'm over here. Boom. And it keeps that setting, so we got 4.4 here. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to rename this one Right Eye. And you are Left Eye. Actually, though, if we're talking about their eye, it's actually the other way around, but that's okay. And now we're going to hit Control J. That's going to duplicate. See how that got more punch to it now? Got a lot more punch. We're going to Control J the left eye as well. Boom. Gives it more punch, right? Now we're going to go to the back layer, and we're going to give it an effect and a outer glow. We're on the left eye. So we could give it that yellow glow. That's cool. That's not bad, actually, but that's not why we're here. So we're going to go with more white. And this is over there on the wrong screen. So we'll, man, everything's on the wrong screen. So we'll go over here. We'll give this white here. Give it more punch. See, look at that. And we can play with the spread on that. We can do all kinds of stuff. Actually, the size is more what we want. There we go. And it's on lighten blend mode already. And then we'll go to the right eye, bottom one there. And we're going to do the same thing. FX, outer glow. Should keep the same settings as before. It did. Cool. All right. So what I was talking about with the blend if, right? This is where you play with the blend if to give this some really cool functions here. So we're going to go to the main base here, the right eye, the one with the glow on it, because that's the one we're going to play with the blend if. And see this line here where it says right eye? We're actually going to just double click on this line here, and it gives you this option here, this little blending options window, right? And we want to play with this one right here, Underline Layer. Now, you got this little arrow here, and you get this little arrow here, but if you look closely on either arrows, you got this little vertical line going through both of them, right? That means what you can do is you can hold your Alt key, and while you're holding that, click on this arrow, and you can bring it over, and what that's going to do is, let me see, what are we playing with? Right eye? All right. So what it's going to do is it's going to cause some of my whites, see what it does to it? It brings out the shadows and the whites. So well, that's actually kind of a cool effect on Rex right there. We get rid of all that, but that's not why we're here. That's not why we're doing that. What we want to do though is just kind of allow for the, if this was a mask, this would work better, but what this does is it's just going to allow for this glow effect to actually play off the, basically the different textures in the skin. So I wouldn't say master, but thanks Diablo effect. So essentially though, it's going to let it get sucked into the texture. So it's going to, my English is not that good. Yes. So if you look at the line here, this is dark, right? So what we're doing is playing with the lights, and we want some of this darkness to continue to show through. So if we bring this back over all the way, you see how it's almost all washed out. If we do it here, we get the darkness just back, but we want to alt it here. Oh, we didn't alt it. Come on. There we go. And see what happens. We go all the way over, right? So it basically washes it all out. But we don't want to wash it all out. We want to just let, let's see. He might not be the best option for doing this here, because it's not doing what I want it to do. All right, what are you doing to me? Okay. All right. Well, this is extreme. Again, imagine this on a mask. It would look a lot different on a mask because it's a whole different layer. It's not supposed to be dark like this. But what it's going to do is it's going to allow the tones to directly affect how the white is cast, or in this case, the outer glow is cast off. See how this looks very flat? This is the white glow, very flat, which actually works better on this human face. I picked the wrong figure to do this. If I was doing a mask like the Batman, though, this would have worked better. The effect would have worked better because the glow would have fallen off into the shadows, whereas these shadows, these wouldn't even actually be here with these eyes like this. So yeah, so I chose the wrong thing. But let me try something else here real quick. Go put this one here. Curious. Yeah, that only affects that. Okay. It's still not what I want, though. It's really annoying. Oh, what are you doing to me? All right. So if you want it, for this guy, this is the kind of way I would do this glow for this particular figure. I would actually wash most of that out just to give it the hints of the casting off from the eye here. And then what you can do, we're going to leave the other one the same, just so you can look at the differences here. Then what you can do is on top of this right eye, what we'll do is we're going to take the paintbrush and we're going to change the opacity to really about halfway. And we're going to make a new layer here right above the right eye. Make sure we get the right color still, because we're all in the same color. Boom. There you go. That's how you're going to do his glow. Just like that. Yeah, he's slowly turning the Watcher, right? Rex the Watcher. So this would be more accurate how you would do Rex here. So you're going to leave some of these darknesses in here because we don't want this glow to really like totally blind it. This is not like the Batman lens thing. We want more of a glow for the eye. So you're still going to have this detail here of a glow eye, but we're going to have just this nice big kind of glowing effect. Now what you can do, this is also how you do a lightsaber. You can do this, go about halfway, make it smaller, try to center it, give it more. So we've done another layer there, and then lessen it even more. Right there, make it smaller again. Usually I do a whole new layer for each one of these, but I forgot to do that. So, and then boom. That's kind of how you do a lightsaber, and you can do the eyes here. So that's going to be more what you want if you're doing like eyes. If you're doing like the Batman mask, this is perfectly acceptable. This eye here, should be how they did the Batman mask over on what am I doing here? Where's the window? On this here. So, and I think what they actually did, if you look even closer, yeah. All right, so let's zoom back out here. They did the effect here with the paintbrush and gave it that white wash over the whole thing. I clicked on the wrong thing because you can see a little bit of white. I'm pointing my fingers. You can see a little bit of the white coming out over here. And what you can do, of course, with this layer, again, you can play with the effects. And let's go over here so we can move that. Hold the Alt key down. And you can put it your blend if. See, I can bring it all the way back out if I want. I don't want to do that though. We just want to give it a little bit of realism in those dark areas. So that's probably what they did with the eye effect. And if I were doing Pennywise, we're doing Pennywise eyes. Since I got this all here, let's get rid of these effects here. Actually, just get them all. If I can select things, we'll get rid of all these eyes. Delete that. We don't need that. So we're doing Pennywise eyes, right? We're going to do like I did with my Pennywise. We're going to grab the pencil tool here on the left. And we're going to use that yellow. Kind of like that here. We're going to just do one eye. We'll make a new layer. I always want to do a new layer. And we're just going to try to draw the best we can. And I wouldn't go over that. I'd try to leave that there. All right. So we've done that, right? Real simple. Not the best line, but, whatever. We'll filter that. We'll blur it. Gaussian blur. Now see that 4.4 is way too far. So we're going to give it something like that, 1.4. And then we're going to duplicate that layer. Okay, see how it gives that brighter. And in fact, we're going to duplicate it one more time. And we're going to take this bottom layer. We're going to add an outer glow. We want to bring that spread back in. Or size, I mean. Let's see. Let's just give them the slightest little bit here. Now, which one of these is it? Why is nobody listening to me here? Why? What the heck? None of this is working. try this again. Gotta remember what I did. Let's see. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Ooh, that eye looks like crap. That looks horrible. Don't do this. Whatever you do, don't do this one. This is horrible. Let me start over because I seem to have already forgotten something about performance anxiety or something. In fact, we're going to grab Pennywise because that just seems to work better. Let's just grab a Pennywise. We'll grab. Do you have a thingy? No. All right. Whew, let's grab Pennywise. Sorry, JB. I know you're here, but we're using Pennywise. I'm sorry. No. What did I do here? Oh. All right. That's weird. So this is two different layers. What I did here, actually, this is some of my earlier process. So I had one picture. This is the first picture, and then I took a second picture, and I took what I want from it. Basically, I did a mask, a layer mask, and I added some features that I wanted, and took away from the others. So fun times. Let's select this one though. Let's do a plus layer. All right. Do plus layer. We got this tool here. We got this tool here. So we're gonna hold the mouse button down, drag it. Boom. All right. Then we're gonna go over here, do the same thing. Boom. That should be good. All right. So it already looks pretty good, right? Already looks pretty good from way back there. But we're going to duplicate that layer. Go ahead and duplicate that. We're going to add a blur, filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Boom. That gives a little bit of fireness to it. Let's go a little bit more. Let's try it at 4. Let's see how that's working. All right. I'm going to go back to that first layer because that's way too thick. Let's go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. We're going to make this one a lot thinner. Yeah, there we go. That's looking structure. There we go. Put that around half of that, so 2. So yeah, now you got that nice little thing going there. And let's duplicate this layer again. Put this up here, though, above it. And that's going to give it a little bit more brightness. We'll just rock on. Boom. Now he's got some cool Pennywise eyes, right, guys? There you go. That's how you do it. That's one way to do it. You can play around with some more, though. You can do more, depending on if you want glows or not. Again, I just quickly drew those, but yeah. It's got a nice scary shine to it, you know. You could even duplicate this layer again. If I had the selection tool, it might have done that. And what we can do here is we can play with the color. Let's play with that color. Let's give it something darker here. Let's see. Zoom in. I think that was a Fisher Price control there. Let's see. Oh no, it's there. It's darker. Now let's play with the blending. Oh, why is it not doing anything? It's weird. It's behaving very funny. There you go. Hard light. Now you don't want to zoom out. There you go. So you can go a little further. Depends on how you want to do it. What's up, Sean? How you doing? Yeah, so that's how we did the eyes for Pennywise. And again, we're not trying to scare Mr. JB if he's even still here. So we'll go back out. And that all stemmed because we were looking at this cool picture here from AO.Z. AU.Z. I don't know how you say the name, but go ahead and, we're going over that, getting that all sorted out. Ooh, here's one. Oh, AO.Z again. It's the only person participating. If you guys want to participate next time for next week, hashtag Invader Moz, and we can go over pictures here. This is a cool one. I think this is the Mafex Batman. I'm really digging this. See, he's playing with this blur again, the blur technique that we've gone over. Thank you, Uncommon Flex. Thank you. So again, this is what it looks like they did here is they added a motion blur this time instead of a Gaussian blur. And there's differences. You can add, my favorite blur to use for giving motion, when you're going to give motion, and this is the wrong window. Say I want to give motion to this guy. We're not going to do the full effect of it. We're not going to do the, normally I would, well, I guess we can try it. Let's see here. I didn't want to go this far. Let's see. So we select subject. The computer's got to think about it. There we go. I'm going to let this stay with what it's got here. It seems to be okay. Although I should be selecting from there. Let's go to select and mask. My computer made a noise. Oh, yeah. Adrian, how you doing? And we're going to do a new layer with layer mask. So there you go. We got that. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. What did I do? Aha, there we go. Whew. That had me worried. So one more time here, we're gonna put this above here. There we go. Wait, ooh, this is not the best one to play with to do this. Oh my god. All right, let's exit out of this. No, we don't want to save any of that. Let's find one I didn't break. Let's go to yesterday's because he's actually in movement. There we go. Let's go to, yeah, we'll edit that in Photoshop. Edit copy, yes. Right. So good, one layer. So first thing we're going to do, because we don't want to destroy any one thing, right? We're going to duplicate the layer. So Control J, duplicate the layer. That way your background layer is still locked. You're not doing anything with it. All intents and purposes, we can just turn that layer off. It's not what we're doing anything with. So we're going to select the layer we're working on. We're going to select subject, and it's going to do its little thing and try to define the subject. Photoshop's gotten really good at selecting subjects. It's actually pretty good at it. Look at that. I don't have to do it. I mean, if I want to be a stickler for it, I can go and play around with that, but we're not. We're going to go to select and mask because we want to make a layer mask. And yeah. What is that? Oh, that's the, well, I'm not too worried about that. So we're going to do a new layer with mask. And usually this isn't black. I had it black because I was looking at something else. So there you go. And hit OK. So we've made a layer mask of that, but we're going to go back to this. I'm going to turn off the layer mask. We're going to select the subject again because we don't want that layer mask to come into effect yet. All right. So we've selected the whole subject, right? We're going to go to edit and we're going to go to content aware fill. And see this, all this green here? This is its pre-selection of, like, this is what it's going to sample all this information from. And this is to the right-hand side is kind of what it's going to look like with that content aware fill done, right? So if we want, we can add to it. Oop, wait, no. Why are we, hit the Alt button there, add to it. I don't think we're going to want any of this smoky effect here because it might play with it, but let's just try it here. We'll just add all this background, so you can play with all this background. All right, and it's chugging away down here. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And we can deselect that now. Oh, he's essentially gone. I mean, it's not the cleanest, but it's for what we're doing. That's fine. So now we got him there. And let's see. All right, so that's the content aware fill version. We want to duplicate this layer here. All right, so we have 2 copies of the layer mask. All right. All right, so the bottom copy of the layer mask, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go to a filter, and we're going to go to blur gallery, and we're going to go to path blur. Side dream, no, I didn't feather it. You can. It really will depend on what you're going for. I didn't feather it that time, no. You can go to path blur, and right now it's going to head. It's making a default path from left to right. Well, that's not what we're going to want to do. We want to actually. Here's where your start path is. We want to bring this arrow around this way because his arms are swinging, right? So we want that path blur to kind of follow that arc of that swing right there. And of course, this arm is swinging the same way, so we're going to go with that, right? And we're going to hit OK. And so now he's all blurry, right? We're like, what did he do? But see, if you do this, you put your mask back on, he's not blurry. Now, we can go to our layer mask by selecting the actual, this is your layer mask here. And we go to our paintbrush tool. Wherever I put that, was it here? Yeah, brush tool, yes. And yes, all right. And we're going to play with probably about half opacity here. And we're just going to run this over the arms. Now we're going to run this over the arms. You may want to run it again, but for right now, we're running it over just the areas of the body that's going to be having that motion. And you don't want to go too far out of the body. Not that it should really matter, but now this isn't, of course, enough, right? He's not given enough motion. So we're going to click again because we're at 37% opacity. So first one just wasn't opaque enough. We'll run it again. And it's going to give us a little bit more blur this time. A little bit more. And I haven't let go of the mouse button, so it's not doubling down on that 37% again. It's just, I'm just making sure I'm covering everything on this arm. All right, and we're going to hit OK, or I'll let go and go over here. Kind of do the same treatment. So this is my second mouse push on this here. And I could have done this in my actual main picture, but I didn't for whatever reason. And we're probably going to give it one more go. This is my third press. So this is almost 100% opaque, but we're doing it in stages so that we can kind of control everything. You know, we mess up, we can go back and not start all over again or anything like that. So, yeah. So almost 100% opaque here. There's that arm blurred. And this arm is blurred. And the nice thing with this is you can kind of, even if you want to give a little bit of blur to the body here, just to kind of give it a little bit more motion, you can kind of go on that edge there. Boom. So he's got that blur, right? He's got it going on. So that's how you would do a motion blur, which is something I've actually learned more recently than not. And give a little bit more on that shoulder there, see what that does. But the reason why we did it this way, so if we take this out, I think this, let me see where that one is. Oh, what did you do here? All right, so where's that layer? All right, so if we do that, and do that, and that. All right, let's take you out. All right, so see what happens with the blur here? You're changing the size of the figure when you blur it. So if you leave it with just this background, and we go zooming in, maybe we'll see some of those problem areas like we were seeing on the other one. It may not, though. It may not. I didn't overkill the blur. There's a little bit of halo here. See that? I don't know if it's picking up on the actual stream, but here you can see like a little bit of halo effect here. And if we go that way, see how I turned that more into the color like it's a shading? It's nice and subtle now, as Sai says, yeah. So that's why you want to make that other content aware fill to kind of get rid of that background. And did anybody delete that bot? Or is it just me here today? I don't know. Russian bot, you must go away. Ooh, Big Dog Pound, do you do any typography designs with your images? Typography designs? What do you mean, Big Dog Pound? Please explain, because I don't understand. But yeah, any more questions about the blur, to give them that motion blur? I don't use it too often because I've noticed that when I try to use it, I can get kind of carried away with it and not get it right. But I do recommend using that path blur. Again, it's under the blur gallery, which I can't use on this layer. Let me switch that. There we go. Filter, blur gallery, and you got path blur. And that way you can tell it which way you want it to blur your start point to your end point. So if you get this swing effect or whatever, you're not just using a Gaussian blur, which kind of is what used to be called a box blur. So it kind of blurs out in all directions. Not really a motion blur of any sort. Now, you also have a motion blur under blur, but this, again, you can't define the direction as easily as a path blur. The path blur, you can give it that swoosh, that kind of subtle swoosh, where the motion blur, you basically tell it a direction, and that's the only way it goes. So instead of giving that swoosh, you get like out or up or, whatever. No subtlety to it whatsoever. Anyway, so you have that. Next question. If anybody, text designs with your I've tried in the past. I haven't done it in a while. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm struggling trying to make a logo. I could take pictures all day, but I seem to be rubbish at making my own logo. I don't like any of the ones that I made. Let's see what some other examples of the motion blur I was using here. Here's one. I use the motion blur or path blur for the arm and for the weapon here. So, strangely enough, nobody likes this picture. I don't get it. I think it's a great picture, personally. That's my personal opinion. This is real life blur. This is actually real motion, real blur. This is not a Photoshop blur. So that's actual, blur from the, because I threw the rocks or the foam at the wall to get the motion. So yeah, Big Dog Pound, not often. It's incorporating, I mean, there's some text I did with my work, but that's not my text. I just grabbed that font and it's like, ooh. Yeah, I probably should have done the motion blur, to be honest with you, or the path blur, to be honest with you, Big Dog Pound, but I didn't. Nope. There's some horrible text effects there. Yeah, I don't like that either. So yeah, that's the extent of my typography. Is that what you're talking about? So, yeah. Oh, this one here, I did that. But yeah, I haven't had a lot of luck using text and making it look good. Let's see. We had somebody send me on Facebook. Wilson. Let's see. Let's open this up. Some of their work here. All right. So there's Solo. This is a DX18 Solo Mall. It's a great figure. I have this figure. I take it using your phone here. I'm only guessing that really by the format of the picture, how it's pretty much the shape of the phone. This one here, you need to cut that red with something. Whatever that red light you're using is, it's oversaturating him. But a great, composition otherwise. Wait, I'm confused. And again, just overkilled it with the red. Yeah, really nice pose here. I hate this head sculpt on this figure though. I hate the older Trey Park head sculpt. I can't stand it. I want my malls young. Malls young, man. You gotta live in the now. Actually, that's one of my mall shots. It's weird that's in there, but yeah, we're not here about that. So, what would you like to go over here with this? We'll see. What would you like to? I mean, some good stuff here. I like this one, but you got something going on with the red. You need to cut that red with something that's just really saturated looking, because you're losing his eyes to that red. I don't know what light you're using there, but it's just kind of losing the eyes and everything. They're not popping out at all. I mean, that's we'll see as well. Yeah. See how I'm not trying to compare, but see how the eyes are separated from the red here. Just something we need to do to help you get those eyes back out, because they're getting lost with the red. Who's got some more questions, man? I'm here. Maul can benefit from an eye glow CT. I probably wouldn't go that far though, because he doesn't really have a glow per se. But you can bring out the eyes a little bit. I'm trying to think. Not as a JPEG though. JPEG's not going to have the color depth for you to really play around with it. It's cool. Looks like Kevin Spacey. That's a stretch. I don't quite see it. But yeah, head sculpt's not bad though. I like the DX17 head sculpt. That's why I got that on my Solo Maul. I love that head sculpt. Yeah, that's the only thing that I really have to say about this. We'll see is that we need to try to get his eyes back. His eyes are getting lost. Maybe he can bring out the whites some more. Maybe in some after production there to bring out some whites some more, and that way you can get that separation from the red, with some whites in between. That might help pull the eyes out. That's your biggest problem though here. Nothing else is that bad. You just got to pull those whites out. So on my Instagram post, I did the behind the scenes. Why is this not? Let me refresh this. I did the behind the scenes on this one here. And there's my behind the scenes, just showing you where the light placements were. Now this light is actually a purple light. So I got a red gel with some blue gels. And there's him just waving. I'm using a 501st stand there. Got a little light there in front of the camera, just lighting them up a bit. And of course, the reason why I lit them up so much is because I knew I was going to squash a lot of that light down with my choice and presets. Let's see, Big Dog Pound. Let's see. Can you explain to me how did you get the spark in the Mando pick again? The spark in the Mando pick. You talking about like this one here, or well, I guess any of them would work, right? Because they're all pretty much the same, right? There's Boba Fett. I'm looking for a Mando pick with a spark. It really depends on what kind of uncommon flex. I'm using the 32 millimeter lens. Let me grab my camera. Oh shoot! Let me grab my camera real quick. I'll show you what I'm using. All right. What's up, Patrick? How you doing? All right. Big Dog Pound. Let's try to find you that picture. Let me know if this Mando or this Boba Fett picture will work here. If that works, we'll go over that. While we're talking about that, let me see if this is the camera he's interested in. This is the camera I'm rocking. Uncommon Flex. This is the Canon EOS M50 Mark II. What I'm filming this with is my Mark I, which is my original camera that I had. The lens is your 32 millimeter EFM lens. It's not really showing up here. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. Canon EOS M50 Mark II with 32 millimeter lens. I love this one for the M50. It's a great lens. It kind of equates to a 50 millimeter lens, which is just really perfect for 1/6 scale figures. So that's why I bought a second one of these. So yeah, Big Dog Pound, if this is what you're talking about, what we did here for this spark effect is actually I just found some sparks, really. So what's up, Beard Nerdy Oaf? How you doing, man? How you doing, Mark? So let's see. We went to, let me just see where I put the pictures at here. Pictures effects, is it? Yeah. So what we did is we the pictures, we effects, and we just had these different sparks here, right? Different spark effects. That's all we got. Hey, we'll see. The Sony is great too. I went with a Canon because I already had one, and I could switch my lenses between the two. So that's why I went with the Canon. So this is what I did. This is all I did. In fact, this is the spark specifically I'm using in that Boba Fett shot right here. What's up, Dot Collector? So let's all you got to do. Let me just Control J that. So you can select this, and you can turn it however you want. Resize it however you want, whatever you want to do there. And if I want to make this bigger or smaller, we can do that. Whatever we want to do. And we'll do that here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a screen. Boom, look at that. See how it's kind of just on top of that, but everything's show behind it. So we put that, in front of our trooper here. And we went ahead and did a layer mask. And we got rid of everything but what we wanted to keep. No, hold on here. Let's add another layer here. Paint bucket tool is paint bucket tool. There we go. All right, so we can go back to this now. So yeah, you just go through here. We want to opacity back up here, and you can just kind of get rid of the stuff you don't want. And actually, you don't have to do screen here. You can also do lighten. That might work better. Doesn't look like it's really doing a difference. Sometimes it is, sometimes it doesn't. But you can get rid of everything you don't want here. And if it doesn't go away in one go, you can kind of just keep it and it'll go away. So you're not actually erasing it. Erasing is very destructive. Oh, what's up, Lou? Hold on, buddy. Lou!
What's up, people?
You're hiding there.
Yeah, just popped in.
Just doing some OT for the HT, huh?
Oh yeah, you already know this, man. I got 5 pre-orders that I'm paying off at the same time, plus module cases. So there's no money for nothing.
Well, right now I was going over for was it Big Dog Pound was asking me how I did the spark effects on my Mandalorian pictures. So I was showing him real quick the masking tool and technique. But you just find some pictures of a spark you want to use, and you can make this smaller and go in there. With finer details and say you want to keep that one spark there, that kind of thing. Just kind of do that. So.
And this is on Photoshop?
Yeah, it's Photoshop. Just
okay,
I just put this on top of a black background here, but yeah, just get the idea. Just trying to give them the idea. So Lou,
yeah, man.
I was gonna have you on next week for the phone stuff, but if you won't be here today, since Harry had to bail on me. That cheeky bugger. I'll tell you, he had to bail. We can talk about phone photography.
We can talk about phone photography. What you want to know? What does the people want to know?
I don't know. Ask the people. And while they're considering that, I did notice something. And I was going to save this for later in the week, but I kind of wanted to bring the news. I wanted to bring the rain. Let's see. Where is the window I'm looking for? Is this one? Ah, yes. Look at that bad boy.
Back to the Future Retro.
Yeah, but look at that.
Let's
This is for
just
the
see.
DeLorean right here, right? The middle one right here. Can you read that?
No, I cannot read that. It's so tiny.
It says sold out. It says, haha, we fooled you. There's not a new one coming.
Oh, ha,
It just says, this
ha.
is your prop and you're going to like it. You can't have it, but you're going to like it. That's the DeLorean.
I believe if it was who was it? Was it Monica or Cigars and Bacon? One or the other. One of them said, for the DeLorean, don't wait for another release. If you could buy one now.
Yeah. From what I just saw there, like I said, we're waiting for people to ask you questions. What I see there is that it's not coming.
It's not coming. But it's more likely that we will get the 3.0. It's likely
Yeah, you
we
may
can
get a
get the
different one.
3.0.
If you want that
But
raw
we
one,
won't
it's
get the
not
original.
coming.
You could try to customize it, get lucky, with the 3.0, because all you have to do is really take out the front and modify the back a little bit and change the wheels.
Yeah.
Roughly, it's the same car. It's just those little details that make it different. But yeah, I love what you did with the Pennywise. By the way,
What's that?
the poses from now on, that's how you pose.
Anyway, it's easy, man. The funny thing is the one that didn't get the most likes is my favorite pose here. I really like that one.
Yeah, that one's nice. That one's
He's doing
really
that stalking
nice.
towards you, that ha ha ha, I'm messing with
Mhm.
you. This one I actually like too, but
Yeah, that one's a great one. That one you get to see the entire figure, and it's still moody and dark. Like,
well, what I did
you can see
initially
it.
is, I don't know if you saw the video where I was doing that blur effect, the motion
Yeah.
blur. I actually put it on the fingers, but you lost the fingers like completely. It just
Yeah.
wasn't no way. It was like either you get them or you don't get them, and so I just took the
Yeah.
blur off. And they still have
Gotcha.
just the way the photo is taken. It still looks like it might have a little bit of blur to it naturally, so it could be like he's kind of doing this, which is what I'm trying to go for. But,
Yeah. I love it. I'm gonna get Pennywise if I can get my payments done for at least 2 figures, and then I can open another one.
good luck, man, because he is blue screen last I checked. In fact, let's check again while we got everybody
No,
here.
he came back. He came back.
Oh, did he?
The same day he came back. Yeah.
Really? Because I had checked that day
So-
several times. And
so-
he was blue screen.
Yeah, it was towards the end of the evening that he came back. So I could be wrong. Maybe he's blue screen again.
I don't know. Let's see.
Haven't
He
checked
was
recently in
blue
24 hours.
Let's see, bestsellers. Not why we're here to stream today, but I'll allow it for right now. Let's see. So if I
There you
add
go,
the
see?
chart, well, hold on. Yeah, he's not blue screen anymore. Cray. All right.
Yep. Oh man.
Doesn't
I'm
matter,
so
man. He's still a
hyped.
phenomenal figure. Still a phenomenal figure. Let's look at just arrived. Let's see if we got anything new. Oh, what's this? Why am I getting this? I hit Hot Toys. What are you doing to me? None of this is Hot Toys. What are you doing to me?
They're baiting you into getting something else.
Yeah, I was like, what is this Godzilla? So Batgirl just arrived. And the normal Wonder Woman is there, but not the deluxe. Not the one I ordered.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. That's the one with the spread out wings, right?
This is the one with the non-spread out. She just got the folded wings.
Oh, folded wings. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I ordered the ones with the spread out wings.
Yeah, that's what I was saying for yours.
Oh yeah, for me, yeah. I got the deluxe, man. I was like, if I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna have it because she comes with both wings, So if I don't have the room, I can put the wings in the box and just have her with the fold-up wings. But Side Dream,
Yeah, you can always rotate.
still haven't gotten my Pennywise from Toys Wonderland. Where are you at, Side Dream? Are you in the States? Because Sideshow's already shipped them out. That'd be crazy if you haven't gotten them from Toys Wonderland, or did you just order them from Toys Wonderland? What's the story? What's the 411? Tell me.
There we go.
But anyway, so with your, let's just go over it, man. All right, so with your phone photography, man, you're using an iPhone or Android?
I'm using an iPhone.
Okay.
iPhone 11. I forgot what type of lens it used, but because it has these new features on, I could take better shots. as long as I have proper lighting and everything is in shot, the focus will stay there. So the autofocus is good. The manual focus is also good. You can do a lot with your phone, but you can't get all the details you want with certain cameras.
Look at Ben.
Watch this.
It's rare for someone to get their figure from Toys Wonderland at this point. What's up, Ben? I hope you're feeling
Shots
better,
fired.
man. Hope you're feeling better.
What up, Ben?
He said he wasn't feeling well last week,
Oh,
so
man.
we didn't have him. It was
Oh,
a
really?
sad
Oh,
time this
man.
week.
Sorry to hear.
I'm still trying to find a good pose with this
Yeah.
head sculpt in that Pennywise though. Like the teeth one.
What, the one with the teeth out?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't seem to land the right angle with the teeth, and I haven't used it yet.
This right here. Him holding the,
Yeah, but
one of the arms and him going like that.
everybody's got that one now. That's like everybody's taking pictures of him with that face. That's the pose, and I'm like, well, I got to do my own thing. If you notice,
Or you could do this one. Or you could do this. Look. You could do this. I'm serious. I would do it. But yeah, like as long as the lighting on my phone is like the lighting on the subject and the areas I want accented in the shot is lit properly, I could take an awesome shot with my phone. Like you can do a lot with your phone, but it's nothing beats a camera. And this is true for a lot of people who do photography. They know this, that they can get great stuff done with their phone, very simple. But if you want something that's really high def and detail, you have to get yourself a camera.
So when are you gonna break down and get yourself a camera?
Should be my birthday present. I'm gonna sacrifice a hot toy for
You going for one of these like this one? You going for the Canon?
Yeah, something. Yeah, something Canon, something that actually I could use.
This is like the new camera. This is like the best, easiest thing to use, man. Right here, I got two of these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I try not to get like the newest one because even the ones that were made last year are pretty good, or the year before, or even
this is like a year old now.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is an older model, comparatively speaking. But yeah, they're not even supporting this lens anymore. But you can still buy it. They're not putting out anything new that uses this lens mount design. So then you can buy adapters, of course, and use any lens mount kind of thing you want. But.
Yeah. Quick sidebar. I got this new leather custom pieces for my Conan figure.
Nice.
And it looks so dope. The guy who made it also sent me a laminated picture shot. So
nice. Side Dream says nice. It was amazing the way you worked Venom at Pose Wars.
Oh, thank you, appreciate that.
Or was it Figure Flex? He wasn't
dead tired.
Sure.
It's Pose Wars. I use Venom. For Figure Flex, I used Wolverine.
Okay. Ben says, full honesty, I'm hearing more and more issues with pre-orders, though. Toys Wonderland, unfortunately, Side Dream, and stock orders are usually better, but Toys Wonderland tend to be annoying with purchase orders. I'd kind of contact them.
Yep.
Let's see, Ben, and if they don't reply, just go to PayPal, your bank.
Yep.
Side Dream, okay, yeah. Don, Loco Lu, get me one of those TVA Ultron Sentries.
The TVA Ultron Sentries?
That's what Don Prime wants.
Hold on. Let me see if I find one. Oh, here's one. There's your Sentry. Okay. This is as techy as gonna get besides my monitors, and my monitors is not gonna eat me alive.
All right, so you're rocking the iPhone. Do you use any bounce cards and stuff, or do you just use your natural?
I use actually white printing paper.
Okay.
Because
you use that for a diffuser or a bounce card? Or
both.
Okay.
Both. Because it depends really on what I'm going for. If I'm going for something very, very moody, right? I'll use a bounce card instead of direct light, so that I can get instead of a sharp line between the contrast, I'll get a blurred line, and I don't have to do anything in between. So and fascinating enough, you can still get all the details you want.
Yeah. And if you don't have any way to bounce it, which there's no real excuse, because again, you can use a piece of paper, but you can also just pull your light back. So long as you can get it bright enough, you can pull it further back, and it has more room to disperse to get a wider spread, which is what gives you softer shadows, which gives you more normalized kind of lighting, where you're not getting hit with a supernova, that kind of deal. So you don't want to get blasted out and lose all your contrast and your mids and your lows and your lights and stuff. You want to try to pull it back for most things and get that softer light. Don says, you have my stapler, I will burn the TVA down.
I only have that. I also have your tape.
No,
What are you going to do about it now?
Tape. Speaking of tape, I made a whole new thing. I got more stuff in today, so these are the cast offs.
Oh, nice.
I made a second one. Dun dun dun. To hold my head sculpt.
Nice. So are you planning on getting rid of your boxes after you do this?
Oh, I don't get rid of boxes. I just don't go fishing through them for stuff. That's all.
Got you.
Store it away.
I got you. It was a trick question because I don't throw away boxes.
This one came out so much better. I did this so much better. There was things that I learned for 1,000, Alex, when I made my first one.
Be right back. 1 second. Work.
So while I got you guys here, so I made this thing for my head sculpt, right? You can buy this foam online, and they actually raised the price of the original foam. I originally bought like a no outs out of sight. This is a foam. I originally bought like a piece not much bigger than this for like $20, right? But they upped the price on it to like $30. So I was like, well, that's too ridiculous. So they had another piece that was 54 inches by 16 inches, and I was like, well, I can make several of these. And that was $60. I was like, I can make several of these for that much money, so we'll go ahead and do that. So this is 4 layers of this stuff here. And I pulled out my hot wire cutter that I've been using for diorama stuff to cut this down. So I cut down the sides so it's nice and perfectly straight, which I'm very excited about. And I cut a piece off the back so that one of the big problems you have when you're cutting these out, if you have this back piece on there, you want to keep a back piece on there, trying to get the stuff that you've just cut out. So cut one back piece off, cut straight through, made these little squares, punched them out, and now this sits on the bottom so my head sculpt doesn't impact the plastic there. This sits on top of that, and then the head sculpt goes in the slot. And dun dun dun. So this is foam.
Nice.
Yes, I'm very happy. My other one is pretty much full. In fact, this head sculpt needed to go in the other one. And the reason why I have an empty spot right now is because I got Rex wearing his head and not a mask.
Oh, nice.
So he's got his mask and his head, but that's a full one. This is my first go right there. So you see.
Yeah, I remember that one.
But I learned so much because when I made this one, I winged it. I didn't do any measurements or anything. I just kind of, I measured it, but I didn't have anything
make it perfect and symmetrical. Yeah.
Like I hand cut all this, so it's not actually straight because the blade, angled when you're cutting.
Yeah.
So, and then when I cut, these squares out, I measured the head each time against it, and this time I gridded off, and this is why the tape triggered this thought, is that I gridded it off. I did, half-inch tape down each of these, half-inch in between these, and then I just cut within those tapes. That's why the tape triggered my memory on that, and was like, "Oh, let's go over that." That was something I did today. But I got a whole bunch of these now. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Maybe I'll make some kind of bricks.
Perfect idea for those. I have a perfect idea for those for you.
What's that?
If you glue them together, you can make yourself a little platform. So depending on your cabinet, if you have space and you want to have a short person stand a little bit taller with with people so that way they're not lost around the leg, knee area. You can have them more closer to the chest area. Just a little platform for your display.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or I could build a brick wall out of it, maybe. What's up, H
Oh,
Green?
yeah. A cement wall.
What's up, H Green?
H Green, what's up, brother?
He's back.
Not much. What's up, Lou?
Chillin'.
Hey, Scream Man, you got any new pictures today we want to talk about, man? That's what this stream's all about.
No, just the well, I guess just the one that I had just done of my Black Series Crosshair. That was like the most recent one that I did.
When did you post that one? Today? Did you already post it?
Yesterday, last night.
Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram. I think it's on both, but
let's pull it up. Let's pull up H Green. This one here. Boom. I already like this one. Yeah. Okay. Rock one. Let me share it now, I guess. That'd be good. Boom.
Yeah, that one.
There he is.
Tight.
Crosshair. He's on a black costume though. He's looking kind of scary. So what'd you shoot this with, H Green? Tell us about it.
Let's see. Just my normal kit lens.
All right, for those that don't know, what is your kit lens? What camera?
For the Canon EOS, the Rebel T6.
Okay.
So it's just the like 35 to 50, and then let's see, and then I actually had it sitting on a garbage bag, like one of those black heavy duty ones. And I had like I think one of the other shots, it was like a wider shot where you could see the little bit of the water and just some of the reflection.
Is
from
that
the light.
One of the tabs over here? Let's see.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah.
And it just kind of gave it just a little bit more that one right there, yeah. And that one I don't think I sprayed anything on it at that point. But just kind of messing around with that and just trying to get some different effects with a water bottle. And
the best spray effect for water, if you're going to do physical water, is the pressurized squeegee bottle for the flowers or for the water balloons, right? Because you could twist and adjust the head setting, right? So you put it in the highest pressure, but you do it from like a highest, a vantage point, and just let it like drip over. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Another cool thing. Sorry.
Go ahead, Miles. No, go ahead.
Other big things that I've learned trying to get water to show up as rain or anything too, though. You need really bright really bright light and a fast shutter. And that's one of the reasons why your light's gotta be so bright, because you're gonna have to run a fast shutter. You're probably gonna want to be around 125 is gonna be even too slow. So you're gonna want a shutter speed probably around 250.
Right. And I honestly don't even remember the setting what I had for the shutter speed on that one, but I did notice, obviously, because I didn't have enough light and you could see it streak and it looks more like lines than rain.
Yeah. At that point, you might as well just use Photoshop and a brush tool.
Right. Exactly.
Although you do get the wet texture though on the bodies after you spray them, so you can use that still. But
right. And at least I can do that with the Black Series, because I can't do that with my Hot Toys. So there's lines I won't cross.
There's one thing I won't do with my Hot Toys either, is spray them down with water. I have done it to my Predator once, though. One of my Predators. And then I realized I shouldn't do that because he's got rubber in his hair. For his dreads or the rubber. So
see, now like the 501st Trooper, I mean, you've got that cloth like there's not really anything pleather on them. So I think you could get away with that. But like the Stormtrooper Commander, I mean, with the pauldron and there's some other pieces on it, I wouldn't want to get wet, but
you get the holster too on the Shore Trooper.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
Depending on which one. So it's the squad leader.
I did pick up my second 501st too, so I'm pretty happy with that.
501st, I think you can do rain for him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Definitely for those.
For that. That's awesome, man. I got 3 of those. How many you got?
Just two. Just two, but hopefully more.
There's a guy, apparently, according to Ben on Reddit, that uses real fire explosions behind his figures when taking photos. I know Sir Jarrett, who was on the first episode of Toy Photography with us. He does that, but he's using Black Series and Marvel Legends and stuff. He doesn't use any 1/6 scale stuff. So
Yeah,
because the sulfur it'll stay on the clothes.
that
That's
smoke will ruin it. The
Uh-huh.
fire can ruin it. You know, all kinds of things can ruin it. So I would never do that to my Hot Toys. But if you're using
like
these smaller figures like this, yeah, go for it.
like those ones I shared that one time, like in one of the last streams, and those have always been Black Series. I would never, I would never take the chance.
Yeah.
I did use actually, which I would do it way in the background so you wouldn't catch it. And again, it's something that you probably could do in Photoshop. But I use the fire starters for charcoal for your charcoal grill, and you can break them and like peel them apart and then light those, and it kind of gives a cool effect. But they give off a pretty decent amount of heat too, so you've got to be really careful and not get them too close.
Yeah. You gotta be very careful working with the flame with your figures. I was trying to, you can get like a lighter size flamethrower. I've seen those before. They do like a flamethrower type effect.
Mm-hmm.
I was shopping at one point for one of those to use my Ripley figure, my Hot Toys Ripley figure for photography, to do an actual flamethrower effect. Now, I probably wouldn't have actually had that flamethrower device in the same place as Ripley. I probably would have shot it on a black background, so I could have then taken that flame throwing fire into Photoshop and masked it in properly. Because this is one thing is when you're trying to find effects like fire and stuff, you can never find the right, especially fire. I've never seen anything close to a flamethrower. I've seen like a lighter. I've seen like like a campfire or anything like that. I've never seen anything where it's projected and it's got that momentum to it that looks like it's getting shot out. So it's kind of
like with a flamethrower too. They have that like how the propellant like it leaks out.
Yeah,
and it drips come out of it too. So to make that realistic look of that too, it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
to recreate that.
It was something I was looking for, but then I realized that they were really expensive, and most of the ones you find when you're typing that in is those butane torches. Those they're more like almost like a soldering type thing, or not a soldering, but what's the word?
Like a torch.
Say again? Blowtorch.
It's like a torch. Blowtorch.
It's not what I want at all. It's not going to look like a flamethrower. So.
Oh man, this made Conan look a whole lot savager.
I'm so glad you got some underwear. I'm getting you. Oh yeah, dude! Look at that. That's a great fit too, man.
Yeah, this is dope. I got this from a guy. What was it? VCS Toys.
Nice. Well, that set you back.
Yeah.
If you don't mind saying, or if you don't want to say this, cool.
Oh, it was like I got it when it was like what? I want to say $40-$50 total.
Yeah.
Like shipping and handling and all that, because it's leather. Look, it got all the rivets on it.
Oh well.
It has fur. This is actual like the thin leather that they use. So look, let me move the hand so you can see the loop straps.
That makes that figure like a gazillion times better, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, and they just did the new Conan 2 that sold out. I couldn't get it. I want to get it because he comes with the helmet.
Conan the Destroyer.
Conan. Oh man!
Now let's go watch the Schwarzenegger movies after this.
Yeah, let's do it.
I like the Destroyer better than the Barbarian, only because I like the blonde chick, the one he's got to save.
Yes.
Ben is asking, how is the second 501st? Nearly fallen down the rabbit hole of a second 501st in Coruscant Guard myself.
Oh, it's so worth it.
Don't
do
it.
That's why I haven't got a Coruscant Guard, man. I've got 3 501st. I'm like, I know what will happen if I buy more of these guys, Coruscant Guards and stuff. I'm going to want more than one. Tusken Raiders, same thing. I'm like, man, I want some, but that's the problem is I want some.
Well, I've lucked out too, and we have actually a local shop now that is an official Sideshow distributor. So like he's picking up stuff and selling that for basically like what they're selling it for without the shipping.
Yeah.
So at their retail, so it's perfect. I mean, it's like so he had I almost bought both of them, but he had 2 501st and a Coruscant Guard the other day, and I'm like, well, I can't.
The shippers over at that store.
This one he did not, and I honestly walked out without it. And I mean, this will have to be pried out of my cold dead fingers, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Yeah.
But I had what did I pick up from him? I picked up a few weeks ago something else, and he had the shipper for that. So,
All right.
but coming from Sideshow, he should at least. I believe he's able to get them.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's gotten them. Just whether or not he keeps them. I think Almach
Right.
Time is like the store that's handled the shippers the best, in my opinion. What they do is they get a really nice 3D, or not 3D, but color print of what you're getting in the box, and they put it on the side label, so they can just put the shippers on the shelf, and you see the side. And you're like mine. I ordered my Boba Fett from them, my 40th anniversary Boba Fett. So the shipper comes in and it's got the thing on the side because it was in the store, and it's in the store in the shipper, never opened, and it shows you what you're supposed to be getting right there on the side. So not just the text with whatever code you got to decipher, the picture.
Right.
And you're like, okay, that's perfect. I don't need to see the figure until I get it home. I know what I'm getting. A picture of it is fine. Adds a little shelf presence. It gives it some color on their shelf besides a brown box. But yeah, I like how they handle that for the retail outlet.
And what's cool too, as far as the pre-orders on it, if he has something coming in, he'll reserve it for you, and he doesn't require a deposit for that one he already has coming in. But if he does pre-order something that he doesn't have on the way, he just takes a 25% deposit. So
yeah,
and he does layaway. So
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
so it can get it might get ugly.
Don't let it get away.
It's already ugly. It's already ugly because we still got things to drop like Ahsoka and Django.
I've got her paid off and ready to roll, and Django has like one more payment. So I've got the ones that are close to coming out. They're ready to roll, so I'm pretty pumped about those.
Harold, did you see this when we were talking about this? I don't know if you're available to see it yet, but you see
oh no.
Here's the DeLorean at Toy Sapiens in Japan, I think. And they're on the red strip there for the DeLorean. Here's the price. It says sold out.
Oh.
Not coming soon. Not one day. It says sold out.
So
see, Doc, it doesn't say sold out. Doc, it says, well, something in that language there, but it doesn't say sold out.
Breaking a lot of people's hearts from across the world. Yeah.
I don't think we're getting a DeLorean, man. I think there's people that were all like, I'm getting a DeLorean. I don't think that's happening.
I think that's why I'm keeping all my chips for the Ecto 1.
Oh, give me that.
Whenever that drops, I'll be ready.
See, now, like, I like both properties. I mean, I don't hold them as close to me as Star Wars, but if I was to pick one, I would pick the Ecto 1 also. So that would be, like, hands down, that would be what I would want more than the DeLorean. So,
yeah.
If they give us the 3.0, I'll take it. If they give us the 3.0, I'll take it. It's a time machine. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Hey, that's
because at least. Okay. Yeah, because at least if I get that, hold on. Something's acting up.
It's so weird trying to do my business facing myself over here. All right, so we didn't have any new posts of that yet. All right. We went over some of these posts in the hashtag there.
Oh, okay.
All of these are from the same person, AOZ, AO.Z. I don't know how to say it. AUEL.Z. How do you say that? AO.Z?
AO.Z.
I'm saying Z because that's how most people across the world say the letter Z. They say Z.
Mm-hmm. I know. Beta, alpha, omega. Those are just keywords for just the initial.
But dude, this is a great picture, even though it's a Funko Pop. I love this picture. This is
it has a nice lighting. Shadows is good. Yeah. It's not oversaturated. No glare.
Good use of the glare there too at the top. Good job. I like it.
Why I'm not even following hashtag Invader Maz. I feel bad now, but
that's okay. There. I don't think I follow it either. I just post to it. I was like, you know what? One day, maybe it'll mean something. I don't know.
But no, that's a great shot. Like Lou said for a Funko, and to make it look. I mean, it looks really good.
Makes me want to pull up my Funkos and shoot them.
Yeah, you can do it. Listen,
I don't know about all that.
seriously, you can do it.
Oh, actually, I'll find. There is one I want to show you that I had done.
Yeah.
It's a little bit further back. Let me just look through my photos and I'll send it to you.
Oh, it's not on Instagram? Why is it on Instagram?
It is, but it's like way back in a bunch of junk. So I'll find it and send it to you.
Oh no, we're just gonna go back through your bunch of junk, man.
Yeah.
We're right here.
There's some I like to avoid. So
is it this one?
See. No, that's not a pop.
I love the lightsaber effect here, though. You did a good job with that.
Yeah, and that's just a sticker in that PixArt program that I use on my phone.
Oh wow. The only thing that I would have changed up with this, and I know you want that detail because that's the kind of lightsaber it is you probably wanted to put a little bit of a blur on it because his hand back here is so blurred.
Right.
And we know this isn't resting on his shoulder, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, man, that's the only thing I can fault with that. Because it does look like he's got it up on his shoulder right now. He's just trying to cut his own head off. And I know he's kind of emo. I'm not going to put too far past him, but,
oh, shoot.
I love the light coming through for this one. This is great.
Let's see if I can do this without dropping my phone.
Yeah, I've got to get some more aerosol for outside.
Did you order that haze machine you were asking me about?
No, that was my money for my trooper, so I stood down from that for right now. So right. I don't know. I probably will pick it up pretty soon though.
Yeah, H Green hit me up in the middle of the night the other night. He's like, "What's that haze machine you got?" I was like, "Man, I'm going to bed. I'll answer him tomorrow."
Was it that late? I don't remember.
For me, I've been watching Seinfeld, and it's just been putting me to sleep. I've never watched Seinfeld before. I've never given him enough time of day because you know why? Because George annoys the crap out of me. He's the worst human being on the planet. My wife said it best when we were watching it today during dinner. She's like, "He's such a pig." I was like, "Yes, that sums up George perfectly." Just impossible to watch that guy. If you watch Seinfeld, you know who George is. Hey, Big Dog Pound is saying hey to H Green. He says, "Hey, bro."
Hey, Big Dog Pound, what's up?
Big Dog Pound, what's good? Baby.
Yeah, just tell me where to scroll down to, man. We'll hey, look.
Oh, it's
you don't want to go over your other pictures. There's your lightsaber.
No,
let's look through all this stuff because he doesn't want us to.
Yeah, no, I mean you can. It's fine.
I need that. Is that homemade pie? Like
homemade pizza, yeah.
Homemade pizza.
Yeah.
Dude, I like this one too. I like it's a good use of the fog effect. It looks like it's coming from the exhaust ports of this thing. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, just backlit with the sun, and it was just some old, like, corrugated drainage pipes, and that's the convenience of working for a landscaping company. Sometimes I can find some things that I can use as my practical effects. So
it looks like exhaust ports, like they're inspecting a wreck or something. It's awesome,
right? Let's see.
I'm actually thinking about buying some pipe or something to make a sewer scene for my Pennywise, but I don't know. I need a big ass piece of pipe though, like 14 inches at least, like in diameter. He's gonna be able to fit in the drain, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, they do have some landscaping. Yeah, some landscaping like pipes and stuff like that should be close to that size.
Dude, that Mezco Nosferatu looks like way out of proportion right now because of the way you got it so close to the camera. He looks like huge.
No, he looks huge.
It looks like a 6-kilo figure right now, the way on the screen.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see if I can get this up a little bit more.
No, it's great, man. It's great. It's freaky how big they look right now.
Yeah, because I'm so close.
Too close. A little too close.
A little too close. Like Mezco's is the miniature Hot Toys, man. They're the 1/12 scale of Hot Toys.
I love that Nosferatu, man. I got that thing, man. I love that thing.
All right. I just sent those to you.
Pluto and Popeye. Those are my favorites. Out of all my
guys. All right. So I just got to scroll down really far.
But I just sent those to you in case it's easier to zoom in on those or whatever, like from that.
Fine.
Well, I mean, you can keep looking too. It's fine. It's fine. It shows progress. It's fine. I don't mind. It's kind of like my sketchbook when I used to draw a lot. Like sometimes I'd have to like flip back and look through it and be like, "Oh God, I did that."
Look at Mando on the blur.
Hold that
Wait, was
up.
that a figure where he came on the blur?
Hello.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know about that. Ben is asking you a question too. He says, "H-Green, have you tried Vintage Collection? Have some seriously better releases than Black Series at the moment, in my opinion."
I would say so. I've picked up a few, but I've left them on card. Like I have the Ahsoka from season 7 of the Clone Wars, the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, and I have that on my shelf with my Hot Toys. And I've got the Beskar Mando.
And they
it was
come on
just some
cards and not in boxes, right?
right. Yeah,
That means I
just
would
like
never
the
open
old.
it. Yeah.
It just looks like the classic 3.75 inch like packaging from back in the 80s.
Anything on a card, I don't open. If it comes in a box, I'll open it and I'll use it and I'll do anything with it. But if it's on a card,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the last thing I bought that was on a card was the cassette tapes that fit in the OG Soundwave when Walmart re-released the Soundwave that looked like the OG from Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
And I opened up the Soundwave and used them for a picture, or actually I used Laserbeak for a picture. But the card had, I think, Rumble and Laserbeak or something. And yeah, I haven't opened those. The card's still there. Just didn't do it. This is Darth Revan, right?
Yeah. The only thing there that I wish that I had done is used a bounce card to get some light like up inside of the mask, like under the hood, but it's the main light source is coming from behind anyway. So
That was just a regular Rogue One trooper.
it's Shadow Trooper from their gaming greats line at
Well, it's hard to tell with the
GameStop.
light choice here. Whatever he's going on with the light here. Whatever is he supposed to be that glowy?
It's clear. It's like translucent.
Oh.
So it's just a light shining behind him and shining through.
Rock on. Yeah, it's a lot like some of my earlier stuff too. Look at all that stuff. H-Green in the house. I still love this one. This is great.
I know. I really want to recreate that now too. Is like with my Hot Toys, is do something like that.
So there's just like a history book, man, like a history lesson.
You know, with your Black Series and your Hot Toys, you can make a multi-scale display and make it look like you have the entire squadron in the back, as long as you place them in certain spots that's not too far away where they're not out of focus, but it doesn't look like they're out of scale either.
Right.
You can get a nice multi-scale display and it looks like you have an entire army.
That like forced perspective.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the problem with that though is in order to do the proper force perspective is you actually need to put the 112 in front of the 1.6.
Like really close to the lens, yeah.
You can do that, or you can play trick with the areas that's in the background. So like you see how like you see the mountainscape and all the terrain in the background. Let's say this was an indoor spot. You can get a 112 scale indoor location, like in frame, and have all the 112 scale stuff back there, but put the focus in front of you.
Yeah, you can do that too.
That's
if you have the setup for it, though. But if you're just doing like a flat landscape and you're trying to down the way, no, you need to do it that way around with the bigger figures in the back.
Mm-hmm, exactly, because the figures have to be in scale with their surroundings. If they're not in scale with their surroundings, then you're kind of like losing the whole perspective stuff. But, like it will show in the shot.
I still really like this one. Let's see.
Thanks, man.
This one I like too.
That was my lightning in a bottle right there. That one came out. That was like Christmas morning and like 3 years ago or so, I think it was. Nice. And I remember, and it's like, because Terry Smith actually used to live here in Charlotte, so like we had like hung out and talked and stuff like that, and he like messaged me. He's like, "That's one of the best pictures I've seen all year," and I was like, "It's like, oh, thanks, dude. It's like coming from you, that means a little bit." but it was just like one of those moments that I was like, that's one of the first ones I think I took that I was like, oh, that's a pretty good photo. I like that. And I really didn't do too much with it as far as editing, like anything. That's pretty much in camera.
It's great light. I like the color. I don't know what Mimbane is, but Ben says those Mimbane, whatever that is.
Oh, that's the Mimban. Yeah, the Mimban stormtroopers from Solo.
Oh, okay. I don't know my Star Wars lore like some people. I just don't. Hey, this is the wrong slipper. I put my foot in the wrong shoe. I hate that.
It's basically a stormtrooper with a little half cape. That's That's what it is. It's got that little black cape on it, and they have like on top of the crown of the helmet, there's like a blast plate there, and it's one. I don't think they ever maybe they did tease that. I know they teased the range trooper, but I've seen some pretty cool customs of the Mimbans. Oh, nice Popeye, cool.
Yeah. Did you bring all your Mezcos with you, man? How many did you bring?
I brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mezcos with me.
Damn, son.
And Ben needs to send me his. I don't think he ever sent me his address too, because I said I wanted to try to help him out because I know like the price is ridiculous on those troopers, and I've got a couple spares that I'd be willing to help him out with. So
the Mimbane, is that what the drool's all about?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe he'll get on that now.
Maybe.
You should just put it right here in the chat. Give us your address in the chat. Sure.
There we go.
Bluto. So that was the 2-pack, right? With the Bluto?
He's the 2-pack. He's the single.
Oh.
And I left the 2-pack at home because he has white pants and a blue shirt. So I want to keep the white pristine. And he's my first one. And I put him through the ringer. So he's my pocket toy, Popeye. This Popeye is my pocket toy. So my my MDX exclusive, the World War II outfit, is still in the can, and I got the other version in the box. But I play with this one the most.
I can't remember who did them. I think it might have been maybe Sergeant Bananas. I think did a bunch of shots with the Popeye.
Yes.
And with the docks and everything that he had built, or whether he had built them or bought them, but like the dioramas.
Terraformer.
Seeing Sergeant Banana stuff is what inspired me to really go down this rabbit hole, to be honest with you, toy photography.
Yeah.
Until then, I was just kind of half-assed doing it, and then I was like, man, you can really pull some stuff out, and you just keep working at it, I guess. But that man's impossible to get a hold of, though. I tried to message him, but I think he's got the world on ignore or something. I don't know.
Possibly.
Lou probably knows him. Lou knows everybody. Lately, man, I just turn on YouTube on somebody's stream. I'm like, damn.
We've been acquainted one time, and that was it. So it could be a forgettable moment. But me, I remember, and the memories are for me. You get what I'm saying?
No.
So
I don't have anything like that. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? You have a cool person like me. I don't give you good memories, man. I don't fight with you every now and then.
Man, you never call, you never write. Just
I check on you, man. Gotta check on my people.
And I just sent you a post too, though, Maz. It's called Operators of the Republic, and it's like one of my favorite photographers that does 6-scale Star Wars. And I think it's a lot of stuff from the like Sideshow clones, Stormtroopers, just some really cool looking stuff.
Okay, let me see. Let me
just
look
check that out.
20,000 people follow this guy.
I've been following him for a while, but
there you go.
I don't follow this guy. Why don't I follow this guy?
You should.
Apparently. Hey, that Chewie actually makes me want to buy a Chewie. He did a great job with that Chewie. Because the Chewie Hot Toys usually looks kind of to me, but that one looks good. The one where he's got the Coruscant guard with the Cody head sculpt on there.
Cody head, yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff, man. Some good stuff.
Yeah, really good.
Dude, I don't know how broken Instagram is these days, though. Instagram is just like totally broken for me. That's all I gotta say.
That's Instagram for you. Well, Instagram and YouTube Shorts. They're not becoming my favorite pastime. Hold that.
Yeah, I
thought.
think if you're not doing reels, then Instagram's algorithm just throws you in the trash or something.
I'm good. How are you?
And I know nothing about reels, so
Yeah, I've
Maybe
never
yes, I
really
do.
attempted it. I know that's like sometimes I feel like I kind of get buried in it because even when there's a photo and I feel pretty good about it, and it's like it gets like maybe 100 likes, 120 likes, and
yeah.
it's kind of frustrating. But I'm still happy to get my stuff out there, and I'm trying not to get too frustrated with it anymore. So
yeah. I'm just trying to understand what's it doing to me. That's all. I'm not really. I can't get mad at it per se, but I'm just like, what is going on? So I just keep wondering. What is going on?
there was one post that I'd put, and it was not a good picture, but it was of my Ahsoka and two of the 332nd clones, the Black Series figures, and I can't remember. It got some ridiculous like amount, and again, it totally depends on like what you're posting, but like it's 7. And I mean, you can go back probably and find it, but that was like 706 or 707 likes on that photo. And
I'm looking for it.
like the lighting is like horrible, and it's just basically figures standing there. But that got like a bunch of attention. But again, it was the character.
I don't see her at all, man. I think you're making this up.
No, it's it's in there.
I think it's somebody else's picture. I don't think it's yours. It's not on your feed at all. All right, there's Ahsoka. Oh, there we go. Oh. I know Finn's, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
I'm not saying it's perfect or anything, but you got so much better stuff out there. I mean, this that looks like toys, like completely. I mean, it's like no effort to hide it, just toys. Like this is like a warm up shot just to test the pose, is what it seems like to me. It's like a like,
just to say I got them too. I think it was more. That was more like I think immediately after I picked them up, I just said, "Oh, I'm just gonna post a picture," and then you can look down.
That's better.
I think even below that one, there was like another shot was a bunch of the, the clone trooper sergeants from like the Walgreen exclusive ones, and I think a Captain Rex. But yeah, there's a few into there.
Ben, I've been looking for the NECA Turtles for I don't know how long.
Animated?
No, God, no, the movie ones.
Oh,
the 90s movie.
Good luck.
Oh, those.
But Walmart, my Walmarts do not get them. And if you could just circumvent Walmart and get them, dude.
Bro.
He started telling me, he's like, I can circumvent Walmart and Target and just get these things. I'm like,
shoot, I can't do that.
So he's saying that he can't.
I did see one of the 2-packs in my Walmart the other day, but it was Shredder and Splinter, and I don't give a crap about either of those.
Oh, I do. You can give them to me.
Well, I passed them up. They're probably gone now. I mean, I didn't know.
But yes, Ben, I will definitely keep in touch with you on that stuff.
I've been looking for just the turtles though. And I wouldn't mind the 2-pack with Raph and Casey either, but
that's the one to get. That's the one to get because you're never gonna get Raph in a disguise outfit, and you're not gonna get that full range of elbow motion. Yes, it looks a little choppy.
I couldn't find any of them anyway. None of them.
Yeah.
My particular ones are like, I'm in this part of BFE Georgia where they don't get anything cool. Like I have to go like into Atlanta to maybe get something cool. And of course, all the scalpers live there. So
yeah, of course.
The moment they come into stock, they're just gone. This isn't bad either, but yeah, there's a huge difference in your likes, man. It's just like, you're hovering around 3. This one's 4. That's pretty awesome. And then 700. And I'm like,
you know what it is? It's Ahsoka. And she was a chase figure. Everybody was hyped on the figure. and they saw someone who had it and like, oh, that's a nice shot. I want to replicate that shot, but let me like it anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like they like the hype.
Mhm.
They like the hype. Like, yeah, this is really just in ACVA we call it the void. You know, it's like an infinite, you know, black background, and the toys pop, and you just showcasing the toys. There's no background, there's
Right.
no extra stuff. It's just showing the figures, and whether it's posed vanilla, which is how they pronounce vanilla, like a museum pose for us or a character pose, it's a vanilla pose. It's standing straight up and down with hardly no action, whether it's standing straight up or whatever. So,
But even some of
and
my more recent stuff too, that I feel like I've had some decent shots. They've only been in that like maybe 200 range at the most. But so yeah, I mean that's where the algorithm can definitely get you. And if you don't, I have heard people talking about reels, and doing that more often will help. But I barely have enough time to take a photo, let alone mess around
ain't
with
that the
videos.
truth? Ain't that the truth?
So yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting Ben the images for these turtles real quick.
Oh,
He has to send them the images.
the 2-pack. Send them the 2-pack.
Oh.
I did. I sent him the pictures for both 2-packs and the Casey/Raph 2-pack.
Yep.
Because
I'll be right
those
back.
are the only mecha figures I actually want. Because I don't expect to ever find those particular figures in 1/6 scale, and quarter scale is too big.
Quarter scale's too big, and they already stopped. They're not doing no Casey. They're not doing Splinter. They're done. They're done with the quarter scales. They know their limit with quarter scales. But when it comes to the 7-inch line, they're going to try to milk it as much as they possibly can, because now they're able to, you know. So we're going to get turtles from Secret of the Use with new head sculpts. So you will get the turtles, but the head sculpts will be directly from the second film. So
Ben, I don't know if those
and
are
all
quarter
that.
scale or not. I want the 7-inch turtles though. There'd be 7-inch. I can't tell.
If it's GameStop, they come in the box similar to the quarter scale, and the way to tell is that the quarter scale is way better than the 7-inch one. That's the best way to tell.
No, what he was showing me was where the hell did the damn window go? Damn it!
Yeah, because
He was showing me this.
Let me see.
He linked me that, and I was like, I don't know if that's the same size or not. I can't see the scale.
You can't zoom it in a little bit. Let's see.
Oh, I guess
Yeah, that's the right scale.
That's a 7-inch figure.
That's a 7-inch figure. If you scroll down a little bit more, you can see you can tell by the bandanas, because the bandanas also are fabric for the quarter scale, and for the toys they're plastic. I mean, for the 7-inch they're plastic. Obviously, they were toys. But
there you go.
trust me, I was contemplating getting the freaking quarter scales, and I'm like, do I really want it? Is it going to take up so much space? And we're going to get more? I'll stick to the 7-inch.
Comment, what'd you get from Hong Kong during the pandemic? The turtles?
Oh, no. I will not get the ones from Hong Kong.
Yeah, you never know if you're getting real ones. I'm going to grab another drink.
Well, blow me down. It's the Loco Show.
And for the most part, as far as packaging too, they do a good enough job to make it pass by, so you never know with knockoffs too coming from overseas. It's like until you get them in hand.
Yeah, it's the paint job. The paint job is the only way to tell when you get them in hand, and some of them could come out great, but obviously the quality control is not there. That's how you can tell. I was considering getting myself a set of knockoff ones for a specific shot that I want to do with the turtles, and that will be a permanent display. Like I'll have them like fixed in the specific pose in this one container box, and I'm not taking them out ever. And that's recreating the campfire scene with the Spirit of Splinter, because I still have 2 of them. I haven't opened one yet. So.
But Ben, there's no rush on those, man. I right now I'm broke as hell, so
Yeah, Hot Toys.
Even
is
if you
keeping
find
that
them on
money right
poor. My next
Hot Toys
planned
is my-
expenditure is I'm sending off some books to CGC. So I need to do that because it's getting too late. I mean, the moment they actually announce Galactus, I'm not going to be able to send that book off. I'm not going to be able to afford it. They're already telling me, because I would call them and to ask them the prices on that book for grading, and they're already telling me to grade my Fantastic 448 is most likely $130 just to send it for grading, not counting pressing. So,
Ouch.
yeah. But if it grades anywhere above a 4, it's like a $3,000 book. So, and I only paid $400 for it, so I'm still in the black. Where's the red? Black.
Red.
Which one's a good one? Black, right? Black.
Go. Black is the good one.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the reds, you're going into the narrows. You're going into the negatives. But you want to stay black.
Ben, don't go out of your way just yet, man. Let me get some finances figured out, man. I appreciate it, though. I was just kind of kidding around because, reasons. Because I like to complain about things. That's what my wife says. Anyway. And I do. I can't help it, I figure if it's worth saying, you gotta say it. You say it.
Maz, it's our age too. I think it just comes natural sometimes. Like once you get to a certain point. I know. I'm like sometimes I say things and I'm like, oh my god, I'm that guy.
Dude, I had to call the waste services, man. True story. I know the guy. This is not about photography. I'm sorry. We're tangenting. I mean, if you guys got some questions, please bring us back to topic. But let me just go over the story real quick. So last week I had my recycling bin out there, which is like a trash can, right? Size recycling, 65-gallon
normal
recycling
size,
bin,
right.
trash can.
Yeah.
And the guy that dumps it, the real joker. I get the impression he flung it back to the curb by the lid, and so he ripped the lid off. So when I came out there to find it, in the afternoon, the lid was torn off on one side, so it doesn't stay because the plastic that holds it, of course, wants to pull it off that side, and so it won't stay closed. And so I called them and I was like, I need a replacement for this. Your guys broke it. And they're like, okay, we'll send you one right out next week. You can just go ahead and fill that up and we'll replace it on Tuesday when we take your stuff next week. I'm like, okay. So today is Tuesday, obviously. They come by, they empty it, and they leave it there, which is fine. And then the replacement service comes through, and they give me a little 14-gallon tote. So I went from a 65-gallon recycling bin to a 14-gallon tote. And I'm like,
jeez.
I called them right up.
What am I supposed to do?
5 o'clock when they're about to close. I called them right up. I'm like, what are you guys doing to me? And they're like, well, your account's a 14-gallon tote. And I'm like, it has not been a 14-gallon tote since like 2003. I've asked for a can. I paid for a can. What are you doing to me? So yeah, I had to call them and bitch about that. It was just, I had to be that guy. I was like, what are you guys doing to me, man? You're killing me.
They pick up ours at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it scares the crap out of me.
I could take a 14-gallon tote for a trash can. That's how much we separate, man. My recycling is full. My trash can has usually like 2 bags in it.
Right?
Because you see me on my streams. I go through a lot of sodas. My wife goes through a lot of sodas.
Yeah. Besides toys, I think that's my my other drug is Diet Mountain Dew or Diet Pepsi. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not recycling, just diet. Okay. I can't do Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, man. It's got to be Diet Mountain Dew. I was doing Coke Zero Vanilla for a while. I could do that, but then whatever the tin or the can shortage crap ruined that. Now they got a gazillion just regular Coke Zeros or Diet Cokes, but no vanillas. No flavored stuff anymore. So that's how I discovered Diet Mountain Dew. And then I was in the store the other day, and they had this pink Mountain Dew Zero, but no Diet Mountain Dew. I'm like, what is this pink stuff? What are you doing to me? This is like a racetrack or a quick trip. What are you guys doing to me?
Oh, like the watermelon one, I think.
I guess.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, Uncommon just opened his Hot Toy Rex and 501st Deluxe. You're in trouble. You only got one 501st Deluxe. You're definitely in trouble. You need at least 3. I have 3, and that's what everybody else should have. I kid.
You have to have
You-
each helmet. You really do have to have each helmet displayed, because I had gone through a point where like I loved the Phase 2, but honestly, I think I like the Phase 1 helmet better.
All mine are rocking the Ahsoka helmets.
Yeah.
But see, the reason I wanted so many is so I could do that scene once I get Ahsoka, where she's like staring at all the fallen
Oh, right.
grave sites and stuff, and do that photo. So I know I still don't have quite enough helmets to do that, but I figure I can kind of Photoshop some helmets. But at least at this point, I have 9 helmets.
And actually, what I ended up doing with mine too, is that I took the binoculars and like the flashlight from the Rex,
yeah,
and put that on this one. So
my stuff of that is just still in the little container, like this thing, you know, just put away. I love these things, man. I love these things for keeping my stuff in them. Although this one doesn't want to stay set.
Oh, I had picked that up too. Yes. Yeah. I picked up one of the big boxes that you have and Doc has with all the
with these slide into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just so worth it. It's so worth it. If you buy it from Hobby Lobby, they're $14 each, and you can buy them one at a time. If you buy them from Michael's, you can go online and buy them in bulk and get it for about that price, which I don't think I'm going to need 10 of them now. So and that still, you know, comes up to like $150 to buy 10 of them now. But you can also price match if you go to Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and get them to price match Hobby Lobby. And sometimes though, Michael's individually have them cheaper, but the time I was in there, they didn't. And they're not actually the exact same. I got one from each place.
Oh, I thought they were the same brand.
No. So the this is the Michael's one, and you see the front here. This is your latch, right? And that unlatches it unless you open it, right?
Right.
So it's just like that. And then your Hobby Lobby one, I don't think I like this one as much. See, this has got these latches.
Okay. Yeah, I like the other one better.
So, but as far as their website and price matching concerned, they'll match it. At least they did for me. So
seems like the other ones are a little bit more secure, like that first one. Yeah.
So I'll buy my next one from Michael's now that I've learned that lesson, and have them price match it. So just do it that way. But Hobby Lobby does have these. I don't know if Michael's does, but these are perfect for head sculpts when you put the foam in there. And I just made a second one today. I don't know if you saw that on the stream earlier.
No, I didn't.
I was just working on my second one.
I did find something too, like an idea that if anybody wants to try to display their extra head sculpts or helmets or any like extra pieces like that, they have, it's the like a wooden case that you would put shot glasses in. And it's like back in that section, like where the like a flag display, shadow boxes and stuff like that. And it's the perfect spot. And then if you were able to get like an acrylic rod and build some sort of base, and some of them come with it, I think it would sit in there pretty good. I think it would just be a cool way to, you know, get them on display if you didn't want to just store them.
Well, you can also just have them facing like that,
tipped up
as well,
right?
Them. But these are nice. These are stackable. So they're made to stack, and they're $7 a piece for the Tupperware thing, whatever this is. So,
and you said that was Hobby Lobby?
Those were Hobby Lobby. I don't know if Michael has them, but I know Hobby Lobby has them. That's where I bought those too.
Okay.
Actually, I need to cut one more piece of foam because I have one more empty one, even though obviously I'm nowhere near ready to put head sculpts in it. But I should, while I have the foam cutter out, I should probably go ahead and cut down the second one. Get that piece, cut for that. I should have done it at the time I did the first one. But
and speaking of foam, I still have my insulation foam that I intended for a diorama still sitting in a pile. So
I bought some more of that actually. I went to Lowe's this time and I bought the blue. I got the blue foam now. Green. But I bought the 2x2 sheet. So it was 2 foot by 2 foot square. It was $5. You
That's
can buy the
insulation foam,
8-foot.
right?
Say again?
Insulation foam, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any of that black writing on it, like the big sheets do. Like one side has got the print on it. It doesn't have any of that stuff. So
nice.
it's kind of nice.
Clean.
It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a lot easier to get from point A to point B. Because when you buy the big sheets, I have a Jeep, and I still have to squish it in between the two roll bars on the back of my Jeep.
Oh,
Right.
There's no way to go without squishing it down a little bit. So at least at this point, I don't have to squish it. And 2 foot by 2 foot is pretty much perfect for any diorama stuff or hot toys. So, the height wise is there. 2 feet is you're golden there. You can clear the head of your whatever you're doing, and make a diorama piece that way. So, hold on, I'll go grab it and show you what I got.
And it's cool if you want to make a bigger one too. You can, at least like for some of the bigger DTOLs, like the DF-120s or like a 140 with those bigger sheets. You can do something in behind. Ready to put the smack down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like, it's Blue though, man. He don't need nothing, man. He's a brute. He a brute. This guy's nice too. Like, if I would want Mezco to freaking make a Scooby-Doo set in the 112 line. A fully articulated Scooby, and the rest of the gang.
That would
That's
be
what
sick.
I want. Because if they could do Conan from the Frank Rosetta art style and give us a comic book accurate Popeye and Bluto and just have those exaggerated portions in a 3D sculpt and look amazing, like it looks real and cartoony at the same exact time. It's like hard to explain. It's like,
and the tailoring
man.
alone is just like ridiculous for something that size. I mean, how's like the stitching? Do they scale the stitching and everything down to make it look like proportion, like in scale, or?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Wow.
All right, so this is
Like,
the 2x2s.
Yeah.
You get Home Depot sells it too, but it's in pink and it does have print on it, I think. But this is the one from Lowe's where it's green like this. And then after cutting off the one for the head sculpt, this is how much more packing foam stuff I got left for head sculpt boxes.
No, I was gonna say you can make a few.
I can make a few, yes.
Just a few. Yeah.
But this stuff is awesome because it doesn't mold won't form in it and stuff like that, which is why I go with this stuff instead of the pluck out stuff. Because you can get mold and fungus build up in there after time if you have any kind of humidity at all to worry about.
And like you said, with us living in the South, you kind of have to deal with that. So
you do, unless you want to run a dehumidifier, which I have one, and I never run it because it actually makes the room too hot. Because it does, it's like one of those little portable ones, it stands about the height of a desk, and you run it and it fills up with water throughout the time it's running, and the exhaust port's in the same room as you. So from it running, it has an exhaust port of just heat that just heats up the room. I'm like, well, that's not comfortable.
right.
I don't want to be in here anymore. So I rarely turn it on. So.
Well, and we were talking, I think, on one of the streams was the damp rid, and I think Cigars and Bacon was talking about they make a bigger one, or maybe Doc was about it. They make a larger container for boats for storage and stuff like that. That helps draw some of that moisture out too. So if you have a place to hide it where you can't really see it, it's just good to have things like that too. Just anything to help.
Yeah, but my dehumidifier is upstairs in the comic book room. So. And that room is no longer just the comic book room. It's become the Hot Toys box catch-all room, too. So I can't really navigate that room anymore so much.
That's the biggest challenge in collecting, honestly, that people don't even I mean, and it's not that I didn't know it, because it's like I used to keep a lot of things in box and just in storage in general, but it's getting to that point with the Hot Toys. It's like, oh, God, what am I going to do with all this? So.
Yeah, I need a closet
Yeah.
just for my boxes because I'm not going to rent a storage unit. I'm not.
No.
I will do something else. I don't know what, but I'll do something else before I rent a storage unit for my boxes. I don't want to get rid of them, though. I've always been one of those people that fear the day I may ever have to sell something and I'll want the box. Or when I'm like, say, we're talking about moving, I'd rather pack them in their boxes when I go to move instead of trying to, I don't know, carry them like Lou in a backpack. I don't know how you do
Oh,
that.
you got you got jokes, huh? You got jokes. I like that one. That was slick. I like that one.
I'm just saying, I don't know how you do
No,
that, man.
that's
That's you
slick.
pulling those things out of your bag. I'm like, dude,
Because
those are
I have them
$300.
wrapped. I have them wrapped, but it was my $300.
Yes,
And
yes,
and people spend $300 on nothing.
Mhm.
yes.
And that there's no return. You can't resell it. You know, most of it's pissed away. You get what I'm saying? Like you could go and spend $300 just from getting a couple of drinks at a bar.
No, I don't do that, man. I've never done that. I've never understood people that like just drink at a bar. I'm like, what you do is you buy a 6-pack and you bring it in the bar. That's like when I go to DJ, I bring my drinks with me. They're in my bag. They're with my gear. Because I'm not gonna, even though they offer me free drinks, I don't use them.
Mm-hmm.
I drink my own drinks. That way I get what I want, and I'm not paying any money because I know me. Don Prime. Let's see. Took 3 hours yesterday to reset my closets. Was like real life Tetris, but I now have more space. Dude, I'm with you, man. My closet's full of other boxes that I can't throw out.
Yeah. Well, I'm
We
getting
haven't
to the
got Hot
point
Toys in the closet yet. The boxes are just in the middle of the floor of my comic book room. That and posters.
but I'm getting to the point where I'm going to get rid of my boxes because I'm not going to resell anything. And if I could resell anything, I'll get something back on a return. It may not be exactly how much it's worth, or maybe it could be at value when it did come out because you never know. And there's always somebody willing to buy for a lower price and add it to their collection, regardless of box and no box. You know, as collectors and looking for resale value and stuff like that, as a point of returns and stuff like that, we already know that just like kills the value. We know
Look
it.
what
But
Colin
if
Fritz is
you
saying right here, man. They just
don't,
sold a couple of Hot Toys, and the first thing people ask is, "Do you have the shipper?" And I would be
a
one of
lot
those
of people
people.
do.
I would ask that. It wouldn't necessarily bring a
No, a
deal,
lot
but
of
I
people
would
do.
ask that because I kind of want it. I don't know why. I just kind of do.
Well, you know, it's an extra layer of protection for the actual box. That's
Yeah, but I don't want them to
basically
use
what
that
it's
for the shipping box either. I want them to put that within another box. That's what I do with
Well, I
Sideshow
don't.
now. I'm like,
The only
double box
reason I
that.
want that, the
Protect my
only reason
shipper.
why I wanted double box, the only reason why I wanted double box is because I don't want people knowing what I got. Like, yeah, it says a Sideshow sticker on the side, but that could be a painting.
I
That could be
wish
a
the
couple of paintings
Sideshow
and stuff
stuff
like that.
actually said, like, because I'm in the Bible Belt, I would like it for actually to say, like, Pornhub instead of Sideshow. Because then I know nobody would mess with it, you know? Because I'm afraid somebody here would know what Sideshow is. Be like, that could be something cool. I don't know. I want them to say anything misleading, you know, like toilet paper. I don't know, just no toilet paper with the pandemic. That could be something somebody would steal.
Yeah.
And what would be something nobody would mess with?
Highly toxic chemicals.
Yeah.
That's another one. Like,
But I just want it to be
hazardous.
something misleading. Sideshow or Hot Toys or any of
Oh.
that. I don't want my boxes to say any of that stuff. I want it to say,
Oh, 3-man job, heavy, very heavy. No one wants to break that back for packages, like especially if it's a take something like, oh no, I need a forklift for this, and I gotta go through stairs. No, that can stay there.
and I'm trying to talk my wife into letting me get a ring for the doorbell because my UPS guy and my FedEx, nobody likes to hit the doorbell anymore. We're home. Ever since pandemic hit, we work from home.
I would definitely get a ringer. I would definitely get a ringer. I'll definitely
She's
get
all worried about it
ring
catching
bell.
fire because she read one article or something where they caught fire, and I'm like,
No. I have 2 cameras in my crib: ring bell and above the bell, and then everything else around the proximity. Like my shit is like Fort Knox. You ain't getting in.
I just want something to notify me when they drop something off at my door. It doesn't need to be a camera. I just need it to notify me, like, hey, something was here, and it wasn't a cat, because sometimes a cat they like to torture my dogs and sit on my front porch. I don't know why, but
Yeah, we do. We have that problem too. Well, and it's like it was nice when the kids were home and doing virtual, because I would text my son and be like, "Did my package get there yet? Make sure you get it off the porch." And they'll just leave it. And the way my front porch is too, it gets full sun all day.
Mhm.
So if it gets there early enough, it's like it's meltdown.
baking.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they can't. I mean, the doorbell's right there, right next to where they left the package. Why can't they hit that button? That's all they have to do. They don't have to wait. Just hit the button.
Some people are lazy. They're like, "Oh, I did my job. I took a picture of it. It's here." The bell's
they take
extra
a picture of
courtesy.
it, but they won't hit the door. Amazon does that. They take a picture of it. They don't hit the doorbell button. Just let me know what's there.
Because they see that that's one less step for them to do to interact with people in general. Because as soon as they ring a doorbell, somebody comes to the door. Hey, this is the wrong package. Oh man, now I gotta go back up the stairs, grab this. They rather just leave it up to the individual.
Instead,
they could be like the people that are the guy, the delivery that threw the TV over the fence. I think that was a few Christmases ago, where they're looking around, they couldn't get through. They're like, okay, it's here, and just push it.
But this is not everybody. These are specific individuals who don't understand the common courtesy of stuff. Like I've witnessed a UPS guy who knows that there's a situation of people pirating packages, that he literally took what was a big TV, right? And he hid it where the garage was with all the stuff to look like trash and stuff, but they already had picked it up. It was just empty bins. So he was aware that, people were stealing, so he would just put it in the side, hook it up, and the camera from the house saw it, and it was like, I don't know if it's something that he discussed with the owner, or whatever the case may be, because some people are like that who work those routes, that they would go the extra mile for you and just, do that. So we're not really talking bad about all.
No, I'm talking about my local people here that just hit a button. They can't hit a button to let me know. Because instead, I sit here all day, and I'm like 15 feet from that front door. I have to listen. Like, is that the mail truck? I think that's the mail truck. Let me go. And then I go out there, and it's like Bob with his lawnmower just drove by. I'm like, man, it's not the mail truck. And I sit back down, and then as soon as I sit back down,
you can get the battery ones. You can get the battery cameras. You can get the battery cameras that sit above the house. Like, it won't cause a fire if it's a battery. You just got to charge it. That's the only pain in the butt. But you'll know this because you'll see the meter on your phone. Direct link. You'll know it. It should have like what? I think like 3 days of is it 3 days? It was like 3 days of battery life. And it's motion censored, so it's like whenever something passes by, it'll cut up for a few seconds. If it's still in motion, it'll stay focused on whatever's in motion for a while. And then if there's nothing happening, it'll shut off, like it'll go into sleep.
Yeah, just need a motion detector or something to tell me that somebody's coming to the door. That's all I need.
Yeah, you don't even need the ring bell. It won't cause a fire if it's battery operated in the front of your house.
Yeah.
Especially something small.
It's crazy that I need to go invest in something else when there's a doorbell right there. That's what it's made for. Hit the doorbell. Or knock on the door if you're afraid to touch the doorbell. Knock on the door. Just give it a quick tap, so I know somebody's there. The dogs.
The only thing I would get frustrated with too, I think it was even Kent, Matt Singer, he had something, literally an overhang of the porch or the side door or wherever it was delivered. They couldn't take 2 steps to get it up against the door. So it rained on it, and luckily only the box that it came in got wet. It literally stopped before it got to the actual like figure that was inside it too. But it wouldn't matter if it was a figure; it could be like anything. It's like there's a cover right there.
Yeah. What's up, Lake Studio? Our photography talk is kind of broken down to talking about other crap now. But if you have a question, we're ready to jump right in. We're just kind of shooting the breeze right at the moment. And Uncommon Flex, thanks for empathizing with me, man. Because I would just love to know what runs through their head where they can't just tap the door or ring the doorbell.
It's laziness at convenience for them. That's what it is. Lack of courtesy, and convenience for them. I
mean, if I really think that I might not hear them come up, I actually put a sticky note on the door saying, UPS, whoever's delivering that, please ring the doorbell. And they do it. When you put the note on the door, they'll do it. Why do I need a piece of paper to saying ring the doorbell? Why can't they just do that?
I'll tell you why. Think about the generations that are passing by. A lot of them are not taught the manners that we were bestowed upon when we were older.
Don't get me started on manners.
It's that.
Don't get me
the
started on
manners.
manners, dude. All right, here's
It's
your other
manners,
story,
bro.
man. So I went into Lowe's. Remember, I told you the foam I got, right? I went to Lowe's, right? And while I was there, I wanted to buy. Well, I didn't want to buy a whole new one of these, but I wanted blades. I just wanted blades. I have a DeWalt one of these, right?
Mhm.
This is some other brand, but this brand came with more blades. Whereas the DeWalt, even though they had DeWalt drill bits, everything else by DeWalt, at Lowe's, they didn't have the cutter or blades. So I was like, all right, I'll get whatever Bob cutter this is. And it said, it was hanging on a hook that said $9.98. And it came with 5 blades and extra, I was like, cool. Because I could buy just 5 blades for $9.98, or I can get the new cutter with the 5 blades. So I go up to the counter, and she's scanning the stuff. And I only say it's a she because, I was there. And I'm not trying to say it was a he or a she just to point anybody out. But it was a she because I was there. I'm not making this up to genderfy or anything. But anyway, moving on. Not important. So she rings it up, and everything's ringing up fine, but this comes up at $13. And I'm like, hold on a minute. That was like $9.98 or something. And she's like, well, you need to go over there and take a picture of it and bring it back and show me then. I'm like, I need to? Do you not have a little intercom to call somebody to do a price check? So I'm walking off just saying fuck it under my breath. I'm actually just livid because this is the day and age we're living in where they can't send somebody they're paying to go get this information, right? So I go over there and I take a picture of it. Nice clear picture with more of them on the hook with the price tag right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bring it over there. She types that information in and she's like, well, this isn't the same thing. I was like, that's exactly where I grabbed it from. And that's exactly what it says it is. And she's like, well, that's not the right thing. I'm like, look, that's not my problem anymore. It is now your problem to honor the price that it was sitting there because it's not like I took one and just tried to say that's where I got it. There's a plethora of more. It's not like I restocked your whole shelf to get $3 back. And the fact that she was trying to argue me, I was like, what is wrong with today, man? What is wrong with customer service?
They don't understand store policy. That's the thing. That person was poorly trained that doesn't understand the store policy.
She wasn't like a teenage kid either, man. She was like my age.
It doesn't matter, bro. Listen, if they could
avoid
common
sense,
they
sent me there. I was like, if you sent your guy there and got the price, I wouldn't be arguing. But you didn't. You sent me, and I gave you exactly what I saw when I decided to make the choice to buy this thing, and I expect you to now honor that price. They ended up doing it, but I was just the whole time on the way home. I was like, these people today, I'm just so mad. I was just livid. Come home and I just told my wife, I'm like, "Arr! Arr!" I was so mad.
I told you moms were going to be sitting on the front porch, like yelling, "Get off my lawn!"
I was like that Halloween one year.
What's wrong with
we
you?
had just gotten sod done, and the kids were just trampling through the yard. We had just put the sod in like a month before in the front yard. The whole front yard was just sodded, and they're like, "Trick or treat!" And I'm like, "Sidewalk. We're parked in the driveway. You don't even have to come into the house. We're in the driveway, so you don't walk on the lawn." But here they are, jump, right through the front yard to get like that extra couple of feet cut off. I'm like,
shortcut to candy, baby. Shortcut to candy.
Did I give you candy?
Cut to Candyland.
And then the parents would be like, "We love what you did to your yard." And I'm like, "Yes, can you please have your children stop stomping through it?
Have your children fuck off. I don't want to deal with the. Check this out, man.
Lou, you're lucky you have an apartment or condo or whatever you're in, man. You don't have a lawn."
I have a house with a lawn, but it's fenced up.
Oh.
It's fenced up. And we say doggone premises beware. Don't come or I'll shoot.
Nice, Don.
Let me see. What's that?
My parents actually never cared about the lawn, strangely enough.
But if you put effort into it, you're gonna care about your stuff.
Well, we put money into it. I didn't put any effort into it. We hired a company.
Money is effort. Money is effort. Money is effort. Money is effort. and
because
making the calls.
when the contractor built the neighborhood, they built these. They gave front yards to acorn trees. They put acorn trees in the front yards of every house. And then, of course, for curb appeal, us people that live there, thanks to our HOA, was like, yeah, you need to remove that tree and you need to cover that up because we can't have that, because acorn trees are acidic to the ground here. So everything around it was just dead. Like none of my
grass does not grow there.
So they were like, you need to remove that tree and then sod it. And I'm like, why are we paying for this? We didn't decide to put that tree there.
That was already there.
Hold on, let's see. Lake Studio is talking about actual toy stuff. Let's see. I didn't pre-order Ahsoka, but no Ahsoka this week for the looks of it. Ahsoka is becoming a meme at this point. She's never coming.
She's coming. Just be patient. Be patient. That's all I can say. Be patient.
Yes.
Listen, I think what they did was show what they had, got a little test reaction. The reaction, it was enough to be like, okay, we're gonna have to postpone this a little bit longer, just a little.
Yeah, they broke her head sculpt, man. Whatever they did with her head sculpt, because I don't have the images on my computer or anything, but they had that.
It looked like she got touched.
But the instruction.
Well, now the only thing I can say is that maybe because it's a faceplate, let's see if it's maybe one of them was, because they show the original picture of what it looked like in the photos when it was first up, and then they show that plate. So I wonder what I'm hoping for. It would be that looks like a true animated head sculpt, and then the other one is a more like kind of realistic look to it. So maybe we're getting two.
Head right now and say there I would, because you're a smoking something. That's not. No, that's not two. You're not getting two different faceplates. That's one faceplate, and it's broken. They still have the promo picture of her in black and white, and then the actual is the one where they're actually showing you the other picture with the whatever walleye shit she's got going on. She's like, that's the real figure. That's the production copy. And I'm scared. I'm frightened. I don't know.
Yeah. No, if it truly is that might be the first one I think I ever cancel. Or return or whatever.
I'm a glutton for punishment. I'll still buy her, but yeah. I'm just laughing at all the people that were waiting on that DeLorean. I love that sold out. Yes, it was 74,000 yen, but it is sold out. Sorry. I'm gloating a little bit because I didn't jump into the DeLorean hype. I'm stuck in no man's land though of there will be an Ecto one day, but we don't know when.
Tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, because they've never had any more information on that, right?
Well, I mean, we just lost Ivan Reitman this weekend, so maybe that will help push them out to be like, hey, let's get some Ghostbusters love out there, please. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. Look, I was so out of it. I found out this morning that he passed away. Dude,
I was like, within the first hour, I don't usually post on my Facebook feed like, oh, we lost so and so. No, I posted for Ivan though. I was like, man, that's. I had to double check because the way I found was that meme of the ghost crying.
I didn't find out by the meme. I saw somebody say R.I.P. Ivan Reitman. I was like,
yeah.
Quick Google search Ivan Reitman, and if they announce, like you see CNN or any of the other newscasts announce his death, then you know it's real.
You had to Google it because it didn't have an actual news source. It just said RP right now. I was like, what?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because the fake ones happen so much. It's like, I mean, John Bon Jovi's died like 5 times. It's like, come on, like, no, I'm saying people have said that.
Yeah.
At least twice. I do remember that coming up. So yeah, so you never can believe any, those things.
Ben, you made me pull it up again, aren't you? You made me pull up the money shot. This is the money shot that I like to tease those DeLorean people with. It won't let me off of your screen, dude. What the hell? Back.
I cannot wait to take pictures of this. Oh my god.
Well, where's your camera? You got your camera?
I'm using it right now to stream with you guys. I'm here with you.
Damn. Oh, the name of the bin? Actually, I still have the sticker on the other one, so hold on. I can't. There we go. All right, so this is from Hobby Lobby, and the bin is Super Stacker. And it is the 12.5 length by 10.25 width, which is a lie, and by 3.25 height, which is accurate. So the width is the only lie. The width is actually more like 9 inches and change. And I don't know where it's getting that 10.25 because I measured externally and internally, and I'm like, there's no 10.25 anywhere here. But yeah, this is perfect. It holds what did I get there, Carved? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It holds 18 head sculpts the way I have it divvied up. So
no.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, right?
Mm-hmm. Now imagine for Mezco's and SH Figure Arts.
So yeah, Ben, I don't know if you were here for this bit here we discovered, but if you look down here, you see the 72,000 yen. That's your DeLorean right there. If you look down on that red strip, it just says sold out. Doesn't say coming soon. It doesn't say one day. No, this is just showing you that yes, they made a DeLorean at one point, and you won't see it anytime soon. Because if they had any indication of this coming up, I've read it, Ben. I just want to make sure it's clear to everybody else too. I know where you're going with that. I see the subtle hints, but I just want to make sure that it was also clear on this end. The DeLorean is back now with less cocaine. They need some cocaine to make this thing, obviously, because it's sold out. There's no permits. You ain't getting any. Maybe you got to give them some. Don Prime. Maz, Loco Lu, let your wives allow you to come to Florida with me. See, the problem is my wife's got to pay for that because I'm poor.
My problem is I cannot go to Florida without my daughter because if I go somewhere fun, she has to go with me too. Especially if it's Star Wars and Disney. You get what I'm saying? But I get what Don says. He's like, you guys got to come too so that way you can beat the freak out, And I get it. I absolutely get it, brother. And I appreciate the thinking of me because Comic-Con was awesome, except for some of the bullshit that we had to deal with. But other than that, it was awesome.
So this is news to me. I had my head to the ground on this. Lake Studio says, what are you guys' thoughts on the rumors that Disney is planning on making new Star Wars films that will take place after the sequels? Me personally, I won't mind them if they have good writing. Is this something they're actually talking about?
I saw a post yesterday about it. Yeah.
I missed that. Of course, I was watching Seinfeld mostly yesterday, so I missed a lot of things. What I wasn't missing, though, was George. And that dude just needs to die. Can't stand George.
Jesus.
But as far as my thoughts on the matter, so long as you got Filoni involved and not Kennedy, I think it'll be fine. Probably don't want Rodriguez involved after this past Boba Fett thing. He can direct some of it, or I think he's fine as a director. But the problem with the Book of Boba Fett is that he was also a producer, and you can tell.
And showrunner.
That is where you could really see it. You had your whatever Vespa thing going on, Spy Kid thing, whatever that was. That was all you can tell because they got introduced in Rodriguez this episode. That's all his crap, and yeah. But if you look at the tragedy, the Mandalorian, same people on board. Just the difference was Rodriguez was not a producer; he was just a director. That's it.
And actually, the only tip of the cap to him on that one though is I guess the script and I guess the episode was supposed to be really short for the tragedy, and he actually expanded it and made it longer. And did a lot of that stuff too, so I guess that's what inspired them to kind of give him a little bit more creative freedom.
And he didn't steal his other movies' action sequences for this stuff,
right?
The tragedy that is. He did steal it, however, for Boba Fett. As Lake has pointed out again, the spin. blatantly stolen from Desperado, and apparently Once Upon a Time in Mexico as well used the same spin.
Well,
I know they use it in
it's an
Desperado.
homage. It's an homage.
No, that's not an homage. It's a ripoff of your own
He
shit.
says it's if it's your own shit, then it's your thumbprint.
If it was an homage, there would have been a freaking reason for it, like in Desperado. You know, that spin when he does it in Desperado was when the two incoming town mariachis were together, and of course he had I think the one that spun. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched Desperado, but anyway, the spin actually made sense in there. You know, the spin wasn't completely just the spin.
See, and even like the design choices too. It's like I look back. And I'm not saying I like these speeders, but what I'm saying is that you take something like the speeder in Solo, which kind of looks like more like a classic car, but it looks more in universe. It has a little bit different color to it. It's blue, and you could do something like that, like a muted, like still give it color, but mute it to look like it's actually a little more worn and torn and kind of like lives in that space. Yeah. Instead of those real bright, shiny, that doesn't make any sense.
At all. Yeah, it definitely did not. And the other thing is also with the Vespas. Okay, so it's like they didn't consider their characters at all when they designed these Vespas, right? So each one of these kids, as horrible as they look, they have mods that actually give them something. They're just not bling mods. They're not like today's day and age where kids will get a tongue piercing or something. The mod actually does something. Like one dude, his eye, like it lets him see whatever is he's seeing or whatever. The other guy, he's able to do stuff with his hands or whatever. Either way, the mods have a point. But when you look at the Vespa, why does she have a gazillion goddamn mirrors on the side of that thing? I mean, there's no point to all those mirrors. I'm sorry. There's no functionality behind that whatsoever. It's just bling. And that's not how the rest of their mod attitude seemed to be. So it was just like totally out of context. You just forget the whole Tatooine versus Coruscant thing. Just context versus context is just out of there. Just like context, we don't need that. Chalk that up.
Shoehorned it in. Yeah, they just shoehorned it in just to see if it get any traction.
Lake Studio, I have not seen the extended spin.
Yes, it shows him spinning like at least probably a dozen times, shooting different characters.
So they Jean-Claude Van Damme it then, so like how he would do like a blood sport and stuff. He'd like do that same kick. They like shot from the same angle, but replayed like 20 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I never liked Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies, by the way, because they would do that. I'm like, one replay would be fine, but when you do whack and then let's do it again, whack and then again, and I'm like, dude, stop. We've seen it. We don't need this. We don't need that extra second to maybe get a glimpse of a ball sack, man. Come on. It's always when he's doing that split jump kick, just like we don't need testiculi. Vespa insurance is, Vespa insurance apparently is not expensive.
Especially if you work for the boss.
I don't know. I was never happier doing any of that show though than when that dude got dismounted in the Vespa. I was hoping he died. I was like,
oh man, dang!
Like that scene where he got shot off. I was almost as happy as when I saw Cad Bane for the first time. I was like, yes.
He said,
"Oh
man, that's bad, Maz. Come on."
Dude, that's how much I hated the Vespas, man.
Yeah, death to the Vespas.
It was crazy, man. It was just crazy. It hurts my brain as to why they would do that.
But now on the positive of it, because I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody about that too, but I think the Cad Bane was awesome.
Dude. Oh, I had to buy the head. I had to buy a cast head from the sideshow version, just so that way I can make me a Cad Bane. And if I don't get to make me a Cad Bane because Hot Toys actually releases a Cad Bane, I'm going to take that same head sculpt and make a Zen the Intergalactical Ninja comic from back in the day. He was kind of like a blue alien with green eyes, holds a staff, and he was basically like an intergalactic Captain Planet.
So if Hot Toys makes a Cad Bane, the one thing that I'm going to want a third party, somebody to make, is a new hat for him. I want a wider brim hat.
Like more of the like the animated style.
Yeah. Because between that and the toothpick, I think I can work that out on my own. But between that and the toothpick, I was like, yeah, we need We need just a wider brim on that hat. It's not quite. I mean, it's not. I don't want it like sombrero wide or anything, but it just need like an extra on his head, probably an extra like 3 inches. An extra 3 inches in width, I think would have been fine.
And I think even the Bad Batch one, because I think that one was smaller than what the Clone Wars one was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Like
that's where they got
that style
from, because I think that's where that one's from. Yeah.
But it's like I look at it though, just the way that it looks too. They did such a good, because I think there was a lot more practical effects in that. You definitely could see. I'm sure there was some CGI that kind of enhanced whatever on his face as he talked and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a lot of practical there, too, to the point that somebody had brought up too. I guess in one shot you could see the reflection of the camera crew in his eye. I believe.
That. Of course, I haven't been wanting to punish myself and go back and watch Book of Boba Fett again right now. But
that's you getting pruned for saying that.
Next video, Maz Terminator will be sent to the past and he will terminate the vessel. Yes. Let's see, Ben. Cad Bane fight was pretty bad. Can't believe they killed him like that. So anticlimactic. I still maintain Cobb Vanth should have shown up at the end of that. Cobb Vanth should have been the one to be like, I'm your Huckleberry. I wanted that tombstone moment because they've been stealing for everything else that episode. I wanted that tombstone moment where he was Doc Holliday, Cobb Vanth was Ringo, not Cobb Vanth. Cad Bane was Ringo, and that I'm your Huckleberry. Doesn't need to verbatim say that, but that's the vibe I wanted. I don't know who would technically win, but probably Cad Bane. From what I hear, he's pretty fast, but still. I wanted that moment to kind of bail out Boba, if not to take on Cad Bane himself, but to slow him down so Boba could get back up instead of that. I mean, why didn't Cad just shoot him while he was moving? I mean, he's that fast. He obviously can't draw fast enough. Well, how could he grab the gaffy stick and knock him off his feet and stuff faster? And he would just be all like, "Oh, you're gonna try to do anything? Pop!"
It's Hollywood. That's why.
It's like
it's
the first episode all again.
Armor stronger than freaking freaking Beskar. It's stronger than Beskar. Plot armor.
I don't know. And what was BBC? What? Doc Holliday just killed Johnny Ringo on BBC. What? I don't know if the acronym for BBC is throwing me off. Or I don't know.
BBC is a network,
right?
Well, I know, but. There could be an acronym for something.
Oh, you were going for something else there. I see what you were doing. Never mind.
I lost it. I don't know what Don was saying. I missed it.
Oh, the Tombstone movie is on BBC? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't watch it on BBC, though. I'd watch it on my Blu-ray.
Even for as many times as I've watched that on DVD, I still, every time it's on TV, I still put it on.
It's a good movie. Damn fine movie. It's much better than Wyatt Earp was. Yeah. Wyatt Earp was just so long and boring. Yeah, the Kevin Costner one that came out.
Yeah, that I honestly had never seen that.
I tried to watch it. It was too long and boring. It was just like, ooh. Kind of like Seinfeld right now.
That's Seinfeld for you.
I don't understand the hype of that show. I'm trying to watch it, like The Office. I eventually got it, and I was like, wow, I love The Office now, right? But Seinfeld, I'm not. There's a couple episodes that are kind of funny, but
it's more of the interaction with people. It's not. It's just a show. Like for me, my favorite show, for something in that kind of comedic vibe, was Cheers, and I enjoyed Cheers. Seeing everybody there, it's like you see everyone's come up from that one show into, the big leagues in Hollywood. So
I don't know. I see, and this is what I don't get, because everybody would always give me crap because I liked Friends back in the 90s, but I didn't like Seinfeld. And they were like, "What do you mean you don't like Seinfeld?" And I think I know why I don't know. It's George. I mean, he's completely unlikable. Jason Alexander's character, he's like me, actually. He just does nothing but complain the whole time about how bad his life is. And it's just intolerable to watch. Just like, dude, at least on Friends, you didn't have anybody who was ever like that the whole time. They'd have their moments. They were never like because Ross was the closest, I guess, to that, but he was never that far gone. Like every word out of his mouth was negative, 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 negative. With George, I mean, do you have a dog in this race?
Oh God, it's like I'm trying to remember back. I think Everybody Loves Raymond is one that we really got into, my wife and I, and on rewatch, and that show's pretty. That's, I would say, pretty consistent throughout,
Mm-hmm.
and I always thought that was a really good show.
Never really watched it.
Oh shoot,
I hope
whatever.
so.
Trying to think of some other things from.
And I'm watching Seinfeld because it's on Netflix now. So, yeah, they're both Seinfeld and Friends are very similar, but obviously Friends has got a bigger cast of like main cast. Seinfeld is expanding on that now a little bit. They're adding to their cast size a little bit. Where I'm at, I think I'm in season 3, close to season 4. But you always got George, and he's like just the most negative person. Just
well, and I think even a lot of that was like a lot of it was over the top, but I think it was maybe from a stand-up comedy kind of perspective, maybe, where a lot of it was just just the humor was they tried to make it bigger than probably what it was.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's really interesting though watching a show this old though. I mean, this is before cell phones really became a thing, and it's just crazy watching. How they had to use a payphone and stuff, and just crazy.
I remember payphones. I used to use them a lot, man.
Oh yeah, I remember them. It's crazy going back there now. Don Prime was talking to you while you left. It says I've been to the TV Cheers, Faneuil Hall, and the real one.
Boston.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's never watched Friends. Lou, did you ever watch Friends?
Yeah, I watched Friends.
Did you watch
Friends
Seinfeld?
Okay. Seinfeld, I did, and I rather watch Friends.
Okay, so you're with me then. You'd rather watch Friends too. Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Friends. As a matter of fact, at this point in time, I would rather watch Frasier. At that point in time, like if I had to choose between Frasier and Seinfeld, I would choose Frasier.
And Ben is a big fan. Apparently, anyone watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia? I haven't tried that yet.
No, I haven't gotten into that.
I haven't seen that one yet. I was more into like whatever was on, I'll watch. But for me, like around those times, it was like one show after another. So you had like a half an hour between time. And it was always like Deep Space Nine, anything Trek, I would watch. Or any of the crime cop movies, or TV series, Law and Order and stuff like that. I would watch all that stuff. But for things that's supposed to be comedical and stuff, it would be around Frasier, Seinfeld, Friends, but I would prefer the other two versus Seinfeld. Man, there was so many shows I used to watch back in the day. Fresh Prince, Full House. All these other shows, man. Jeez.
Well, Don's bringing out the BSG now. 2003, 2008 was BSG, and I agree. BSG was the shizzle to my nizzle, man. My favorite scene was in Exodus Part 2, man. When they drop, spoilers by the way, when they dropped the Galactica into the atmosphere to launch Vipers and then jumped out to go fight the what do you call the bad guys? Big ships, the X things. Shit. What's the word? What was the name of their ships? The big ones. Not the Battlestar. The bad guys ones. I forget what they are. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
Base Stars. Thank you. Base Stars. Yes. Then they go back and fight the Base Stars, and then the Pegasus comes in. Oh, dude, I had a hard on during that whole part of that movie, that show. Just like, oh, this is so awesome. It was just so badass, dude. It just, I love that bit, man. Any of their space battle was just phenomenal for me to watch, man. And I, unfortunately, even though Don tried to turn me on onto Expanse, I'm sorry, Expanse can't touch that. It can't touch it even today. No, that series finale for Expanse, that space fight was nothing compared to the stuff you'd see on Battlestar. I mean, just watching the tracer rounds flare up from the the cannons on top of the Galactica or the Pegasus, man, just nuking and shooting all that flak fire. Just that was just beautiful to watch. I was just like, oh. And then of course the close in, the quick turn space fighting stuff, like the fact that they actually did proper combat in space, it was just beautiful to watch.
Better than the original ones, where they would basically just repeat the same shots over and over again, or flip them, mirror them.
Yeah, it was. Lee was a moron losing the Pegasus. I will give you that, Don. I don't think he had to sacrifice the Pegasus, but
no.
I mean, it was still badass to watch it, even though at the time I was like, no, don't lose the ship. Use the ship. But it was still badass to watch, like just how it took out so many ships. Its destruction took out what, 2 ships? It was awesome to see though. It may work in real world using Newton physics, but the problem that I had with the realism of the Expanse, well, let's just go to that one where that dude is jockeying around the moons and around Mars in like 10 minutes. Alexander's little run he was doing, just wasting time or whatever, waiting to land on that moon or whatever, and he's like flip-flopping, just like he's going through cones around the planet. That would have taken days. So I have a hard time, my brain just snapped watching that, going, how is this real? Sean Donnelly, how Season 3 ended during being surrounded by Cylons and 4 of the final 5 are discovered. Y'all make me watch BSG again. But really, other than Exodus, though, that final part of Exodus, my favorite was the miniseries. The miniseries was just badass. Like the first time they used the Galactica as a shield, and all right. I just saw that. The first time they used the Galactica as a shield when they're coming up through the poison cloud stuff, to get everybody out of that space station. Dude, just watching it take that nuclear barrage and just holding off everything. Just, what do you hear? The rain and all that stuff. Just, beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Lunch break. Everybody's leaving. All right. Well, guys, I think we're going to call it. We stopped talking about photography quite a while ago. We're going to wrap this up. Everybody's got to go for now anyway, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I might go watch BSG now instead of Seinfeld. But
I need to restart Conan. That myself.
You're gonna watch Conan.
Watch Conan.
Look, even with the cape on top of this is freaking fire, man. I just love it.
What do you hear, Starbuck? Nothing but the rain. Grab your gun and bring in the cat. I love the action stations call, man. I had actually had a soundbite for that when I did my internet radio. The action stations, set condition 1 throughout the ship. I love that bit, man. I just love it. Man, it can be free anywhere. I got the Blu-rays, man. I don't need no Peacock. Because even though I pay for Peacock, they're gonna make me watch some commercial for at least a minute. Hell with that. Anyway, guys, sorry. So Lou, start with you. What do you got going on this week, man? You want to talk about anything before you
go? I'll be jumping them on other streams like Lael Street, 1/6 Scale Man, and that'll be for Friday. Doing Iron Logan. That's Saturday at about 5 or 6. So I'll be on his stream. Then there's Geeking Out tomorrow, and that's pretty much it. And then I have a review coming up this week that I've been recording and editing. So that's pretty much it.
H Green, man, you got anything going on?
No, nothing too much. Just kind of following a lot of the streams and really kind of not really getting back into photography, but just enjoying these streams with you and kind of making me want to create a little bit of content too, myself outside of just the photography. So yes. So yeah, we'll see what I can come up with. But I know a few people in the chats have said, "Oh, you need to get out and do more with your YouTube channel and stuff like that." So I'm going to kind of take that advice and try to start doing something.
Well, best of luck on that front.
Yeah. But
so
I'm here all the time anyway, so don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. You'll have to like just stop talking to me to get rid of me. So,
well, as far as this channel goes, Friday we're gonna be posing some stuff. So H Green, if you can be here, we're gonna have I think spider people posing on Friday.
I almost bought a Spider Gwen last week too. Speaking of too, but I ended up getting my clone instead. I shouldn't have said that, but but I'll watch. I'll watch.
Listen, give me that Spider Gwen. You don't want it. You just do Clone Wars. Go ahead,
that's why I'm gonna be posing, man. I'm gonna be posing my Spider Gwen Friday. I'm going up against Harry. I think's got a advanced suit Spider-Man. He's gonna pose, or maybe I don't remember upgrade suit maybe or somebody. I don't know. I'm gonna use Spider-Man.
He's using a PS4 or a movie?
I forget which one he's using, to be honest with you. I know he's got a Spider-Man something he's posing. If you're available Friday at 6, we can have you as well.
No, I'm actually on Leo stream. That's what I was talking about. Leo stream. That's what I'm doing at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So nobody will be watching us anyway then. So and then Saturday we'll be talking about toys. So now that we can talk about them really. So. But yeah, that's what we got going on, guys. Friday at 6, cool. Saturday at 6. We have 2 more streams this week, and hopefully we'll have something to drop to be talking about. Because while we're posing on Friday, we will be talking about whatever's dropped throughout the week as well. So hope you guys enjoyed it.
To like, comment, and share on Maz's channel, and obviously Lou.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Check out his photography on his Instagram.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, and if you guys want to get with anybody that's been on today, all their information is in the description down below. So thanks, guys, so much for watching tonight. And have a great night, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. Take it easy.
Later.